Purchase new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts today and we'll install them for free. See better and drive safer with O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All 36 months, 650 acquisition fee, Forte LSX, PE 678605, MSRP 21610, Nero, P507859, MSRP 41090, EV6, P5610964, MSRP 49687, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/2/2023 with approved credit. Dealer.com.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah is about to blow my socks off.
That's right, Randy. Get 41 MPG Highway with the 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing.
What about those cool new EVs?
I've got EV action with a 2023 Nero EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And a 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. Plus, you'll get a free charger with every EV purchase. All 36-month lease.
And Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
And Barnes hits right high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. Morant. Oh! A jawbreaker.
It's time to get up and get your day started. It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable!
Here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Sports 56 Mornings, back in studio today for the Tuesday, September 26th, 2023 edition of the program. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd with you. We are broadcasting live and in color from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. The world's biggest spa sale continues at Family Leisure. We're looking at a pretty nice morning. Good start to your day, but it's going to get warm again. 65 degrees, clear skies, but the high today is projected to be 91, so it may officially be fall, but it's certainly not fall weather. It was hot out there yesterday as well, as we were playing in that golf event out in Oakland, Tennessee at Fair Oaks Golf Course. Had a great time. But tonight, clear skies, low of 68. That's more like it. Tomorrow, sunny skies. High temperature of 92. So at least for the first few days of the week, it's going to be hot. But the weather looks to be great for this weekend and for Saturday's Memphis game. With a high of only 82 on Saturday, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff with Boise State at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Coming up on the program today, we'll recap NFL week number 3. A couple of Monday night football games last night. We'll prep for the upcoming week in college football, go over some of the early lines for some of the bigger games, regional games, local games. We will talk Tigers and Boise State. Jeff Crane will join us from the University of Memphis, as he does every Tuesday, their Deputy Athletics Director. That'll be at 8:25. Before that, at 8:05, we'll have Humdinger's Trivia, give you a chance to win $25 gift card to Humdingers. At 9:05, it's our weekly Rhodes Sports segment. We're talking with Rich Duncan, the head football coach of Rhodes College. And then at 9:25, Blake Topmeyer, SEC columnist for USA Today Network. We'll let you know what the topic will be for tomorrow's 5 favorite things. And, of course, you can be a part of the show if you like. You don't have to be. You can kick back, relax, and just listen. That's fantastic. That's the bulk of you. But some of you like to call in and text in, and we certainly love that at 901-360-8255. Please don't call in during the opening segment nor during guests. But other than that, it's a free-for-all. And, of course, you can text us, 24/7. So that's the lineup for today. Looking forward to a very busy show as we have Major League Baseball final week of the regular season. The Ryder Cup is this weekend, and before too long, next Monday, camp opens up for the Memphis Grizzlies and other teams around the NBA, and we got some NBA news to get into as well. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to everybody out there. How you doing today?
I'm good. I got decent sleep. I mean, we were all exhausted yesterday out there playing golf. It was still hot and humid. I just don't know what's going on with my back. My lower back is killing me, man. It is really, really hurting when I stand up, when I sit down. I don't want to have to go to a back doctor or a chiropractor, but may be the case. But that's life. You deal with pains, you deal with aches. That's the way it is. Mr. Zach Boyd, how are you today?
We're doing good. How about yourself?
Yeah, like I said, the back. I don't know.
The back?
The back, you get old, the back starts to hurt. Your back's probably fine, right?
You gotta get somebody to kind of work them shoulders and like the lower back area.
Yeah, it's not the shoulders, but it is that lower back. I don't know. It's just, man, it's really, really hurting. But had a great time yesterday at the golf event. It's weird. It's like when I was playing golf, it didn't hurt that much. But after and before, it really did. But people don't care about my problems. You know what I probably need is a tush push. I need a tush push. Somebody to really slam into that bone back there, that tailbone, because that's where it hurts. And last night we had a lot of tush pushing going on in that Eagles game specifically, as Philadelphia has made that a part of the NFL, at least the Eagles' offensive repertoire. And I don't know if you remember, Eli, last year I said, they're going to outlaw this thing. They're going to outlaw the tush push. And they haven't done so yet. But it's become more of a topic. And driving in here, listening to our national show on Fox Radio, that became a topic as well. Do you think they're going to outlaw it?
I don't know. I don't know if they'll outlaw it completely. But I think they will continue to look at it. I mean, I don't know. It's, you used to not be able to push guys. Then they said you could. I don't know. I have no problem with it. I don't know why every team doesn't do it on quarterback sneaks. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing some sort of thing with it.
Well, they always talk about safety, right? The whole kickoff has changed in football, and they do it because of the safety of the players. They talk about safety here. I guess with humanity and all that massive weight in one little short area slamming into each other, I guess it is a safety issue. And because it is a safety issue, I think it will end up being outlawed. And like you said, used to be a point where you couldn't do it. But I think it's more than just the safety. It's boring. And if teams other than Philadelphia start to do it and do it more consistently, that's boring football. Somebody suggested the Titans, who had, let me double check, 94 yards of total offense against Cleveland, probably could have had more yards on the night if they just did the tush push every time with Derrick Henry. Put Jeffrey Simmons back there, put some big dudes back there, probably get 3, 4, 5 yards every carry. Just go down the field in a boring fashion, score a touchdown, and then do it again. They would have had more offense.
I don't believe we'll see that happen.
I don't think we'll see that happen, but we're going to see, I think, more of it, especially in goal line situations or 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, looking for that push. You're going to get it. I mean, again, as long as it's not outlawed, and it's not right now, I think more teams are going to take advantage of it. So that's something that's interesting. Keep an eye on that. I truly believe, I thought it would happen last offseason. It did not. I truly believe that they will outlaw the tush push. In the meantime, Philadelphia has made it, like I said, a part of their repertoire, and they are now 3-0. They beat Tampa Bay last night, one of the 2 Monday Night Football games, 25-11, sort of a weird score. Philadelphia is 3-0 for the first time since 1992, so 31 years in the making. And with Tampa's loss, there are now only 3 remaining unbeaten teams through 3 weeks of the NFL season: San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Miami.
Yeah, and so we had 2 Monday night games last night. and they combined all 4 teams for 1 more point than the Dolphins this week.
That's crazy. That is nuts what Miami did. I was thinking last night the whole time, I go, field goals. Play field goals. Play field goals and with all 4 of these teams. And I think I would have hit on 3 of the 4. Would not have hit on the Rams. But I ended up changing it and ended up losing. But Jake Elliott, it's almost automatic. The guy's getting 3 field goals a game. The only reason I didn't do it was the odds were bad. It was like minus 125 for him to go over 1.5. And I couldn't find anywhere on the book I was looking at for 2.5 field goals. Would have hit that one. Jake's the man. But it's always cool to see the former Tigers in action. Kenneth Gainwell is now, I think, clearly the 2 running back with the Eagles. DeAndre Swift, even though he didn't start game 1, Gainwell missed game 2 last week, and Swift took over as the starter, came from Detroit out of the University of Georgia, and was great. Last night, 16 carries, 130 yards. I like Kenneth Gainwell, but DeAndre Swift, I think, is clearly the number 1 running back for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, it's the Kelsey-Swift combinations are taking over the NFL. So it would make sense that DeAndre would be the number 1 running back running behind Jason Kelsey there in Philadelphia. Just that's the way the world is operating right now. Kelsey, Swift, great combination.
Yeah, great job by the producer of the broadcast to get the split screen of Jason Kelly's uniform and DeAndre Swift's uniform in the back. And obviously see the Kelsey-Swift combination. But the Bucs were held to 41 rushing yards.
Yeah, they don't have their running game lacks a lot, and Baker Mayfield, while not terrible, is still just not great. He made a couple of throws last night, like he just doesn't. A couple of them to Mike Evans, especially. Like you're throwing the ball to Mike Evans, throw it high, because he's way bigger than most other guys out there. And he the one that would have been a touchdown. He lobbed it to him. And if he just throws it hard and high, it's an easy touchdown, and he'd let the defensive back get an opportunity to knock it away. But if you're throwing to Mike Evans, throw the ball up top.
Yeah, I think you're right with Baker Mayfield. He's okay. He's not a bad quarterback at all. He's very, very serviceable, but he's inconsistent. He'll throw a nice high one where Evans goes up and makes a one-handed catch. The guy is so dynamite to watch play. And I know the one you're talking about because I had Evans in a parlay, and I'm like, zip it. Just zip that pass. It's a touchdown. He floated it. He floats a lot of passes, which, by the way, equates, in my mind, to sometimes Seth Hennigan will do that. He'll float passes, and then he'll zip passes. I think you got to be more consistent with passes, have more zip on them, although don't go Joe Milton on us.
Yeah, there are certain times where you have to have touch on a pass. But
especially if you're leading a receiver.
There are other
field.
opportunities where you need to. And again, when you've got a receiver like Mike Evans, the number 1 thing, throw it up because he can go get it where other guys cannot because he is a big dude.
Now, Jalen Hurts, according to Adam Schefter, played that game with flu-like symptoms. Again, didn't have to do too much as Philadelphia just meticulously would go down the field, get some points, grab a lead. The lead would start to expand. Tampa got that touchdown and 2-point conversion, but really we're never in this game as Philadelphia wins on the road. The other game was basically a battle of field goals, and Cincinnati had to get that win. They could not afford to go 0-3, and that's why Joe Burrow said, I'm playing in this game, even though Joe Burrow has been dealing with the calf injury. He said, my risk of injury, it was more important for us not to go 0-3. In other words, they looked at it as the season was absolutely over if they went 0-3. They've been 0-2. I think they were 0-2 last year, maybe even the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. But Cincinnati avoids going 0-3. They win 19-16. The Rams, who won their first game over Seattle, have dropped their last 2. Burrow with the calf injury, 26 of 49. So he wasn't as accurate as he normally is, but good enough, 259, did throw a pick, no touchdowns. But Matthew Stafford was picked off twice in that game by the Bengals defense. The Bengals defense did a great job getting to Stafford. They were hurrying him. They were sacking him. They were picking him off. Joe Mixon, solid game on the ground, had the game's first touchdown. There was only 2 touchdowns in this game. 19 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. But Cincinnati had to have that one, and they got it.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, no doubt. I mean, 0-3. I think it's like one of the last 100 teams that have started 0-3 has gone to the playoffs, something like that. It doesn't happen when you go 0-3. And credit to Burrow, went out there, toughed it out. And they certainly didn't hold him back. I mean, 49 attempts. They used him, and he did everything he could, and they're able to pull out the win and maybe save the season. We'll see how much that injury continues to bother him and be a problem as the year continues. I mean, at some point, he may have to sit out a game or 2 to try and get healthy. I don't know if you want him to continue to play on that thing. So I don't know. I love, by the way, the Rams. There's just something about the wide receiver core of Puka and Tutu that I love. I mean, that's the best wide receiver tandem in the history of the NFL, I believe.
Well, if Cooper Kupp was healthy, you'd have Tutu, Puka, and Cooper. Yes, all different types of names there as opposed to your common names. So, yeah, I mean, why not? Why not something? And what about the tight end?
Tyler Higbee?
No, who's the tight end who had all the 25 catches through the first 2 games? Who am I thinking of?
Puka's the one that had 25
Puka. How many did he have last night?
He had 5.
So 30 catches in 3 games.
Yes.
Wow. Averaging 10 catches a game. Math was my major in college. No, not really. So we were talking about Swift, Kelsey, but we were talking about the Eagles, Swift and Kelsey. As far as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey is concerned, Travis Kelsey jerseys, according to TMZ, saw a nearly 400% spike in sales after Taylor Swift attended his game.
There are a lot of Swifties out there.
So the Swifties are buying the jerseys?
I'm sure they are.
400% increase.
Whatever Taylor Swift tells them or shows them that is cool, that's what they got to do.
Did you see the one girl, though, with the rant on the video?
I did not.
I mean, first of all, it wasn't like some 13-year-old. It was a grown woman. And she's going off on Taylor Swift settling for Travis Kelsey. Like she knows Travis Kelsey. Basically calling him trash. I'm like, what are your, first of all, her mom? Second of all, you're not some 12, 13-year-old pimply-faced kid. You're a grown-ass woman.
Many of the Swifties are grown women.
And men.
There probably are some
men
that are Swifties.
And look, if you like her music, I got no problem with that. I mean, I know she's really, 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 really talented. But again, just like yesterday with Usher, I can't name one Taylor Swift song. But I know she's good, just like I know Usher's good. So anyway, good for, look, how long will that thing last? I hope they have found true love.
You don't know.
And it will last forever. Oh, I thought that was Miley Cyrus.
No, that is Taylor Swift.
Okay. I know the song. Like I said, I know the songs when I hear them. I just don't know the names of songs.
Breakup album on the way.
Oh, there's no question.
Why do you not think that? Why do you think they're going to break up? Why don't
It's
you
her
think
MO.
Track record, right?
This could be the love
This is
of
the
her
one.
life.
This is the one.
This could be the one that sticks.
No, this has been her MO. It's been her MO that she's date. I guess she's date whoever's famous, and then after a while, I guess something happens, and then they're just right, and then here comes the breakup song that everybody loves.
But she's more famous than all the people she dates.
Of course, no doubt.
Let me pull out the Magic 8 Ball. Wait a minute. Yep, they're going to break up real quick. It's not going to last more than 2 months, according to the Magic 8 Ball. 2 months.
What question did you ask it? And what was its response?
I asked it, when will they break up? And it said yes, within 2 months.
That's not a possible answer for the 8 Ball.
Yeah, it's the new modern Magic 8 Ball. Does all kinds of great stuff.
So there's no consistency with it.
She's making.
It's kind of like Alexa. Yes, any question.
They're going to finish the season. I mean, you saw how she was. I mean, she's clearly a huge Chiefs fan now. She's all in.
She's a traitor.
She's all in on the Chiefs.
She was next to the mom and everything.
She's an Eagles fan.
Yes,
She's
hanging out with mom already at the game. Like this isn't this is lasting for a little while.
I'm
like, at
surprised
least.
she didn't
Once you're
jump.
hanging out with mom in the suite and you're going that crazy over a touchdown in a 40-point game, in week 3 of the season, you're invested. She is invested in this.
I'm shocked. Now, NFL teams have off Monday and Tuesday, right? If they're playing Sunday, right? They have Monday, Tuesday, report back on Wednesday. I think that's the deal, right?
I have no idea.
I think that's it. I'm shocked that Swifty, Travis's mom didn't fly to Tampa to watch Jason Kelsey.
Why?
Because mama's got to be fair to both sons.
Well, I'm sure mom probably was at the game last night.
But Taylor wants the limelight. You know, I said it last week. She will be in a suite on TV at a Chiefs game, like within I don't know what I said, but I was not surprised that it was
that's not her fault. Like she's not looking for that limelight. She's just in a suite. The cameras are going to find her, and they love showing her.
I'm not blaming her at all. I'm not blaming her at all.
You said she wants the limelight. She didn't do that.
Well,
she wasn't looking for that at the Chiefs game.
She doesn't avoid the limelight. Let's just put it that way. She doesn't avoid the limelight.
Well, but sitting in a suite. I mean, like, I don't know where you're.
I know. But I guess some people would say don't even go to the game. But that's fine. I'm not blaming her. But I just thought seriously. I mean, they have the access to private jets and things like that. I'm surprised that.
They probably wanted to hang out by themselves and enjoy their day off.
Mama third wheel, though. She was probably hanging with
Mom was probably at the game.
Yeah, maybe Mom.
They're not going to show Mom if Taylor Swift isn't there.
Well, I don't know. They show Mom a lot. She's now in a bunch of commercials. She's taking who was the mama who was on a lot of commercials back? Was it?
Donovan McNabb used to have a cable soup commercial.
Yes, Donovan McNabb's mom. Well, anybody else like
Victor Cruz?
Victor Cruz was Strahan's mom. I'm trying to think of others. That
I want to say Strahan. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those Campbell Soup commercials. But Mama Kelsey is now on a bunch of. By the way, speaking of commercials, how funny is that Andy Reid commercial when he's eating the food? Mahomes is on the other side with the State Farm kid. State Farm, right?
Yes, Jake from State Farm.
Jake, and. They're doing the thing. He's eating the fries. He's eating the hamburgers. And he goes, "Let's do it again with those nuggies." And that's the funniest commercial. Andy Reid, deadpan, I think is talented as an actor. It's like Barney Rubble. He's a hell of an actor. No?
Okay, interesting.
Well, that's from a movie. That's a line from a movie. That was Michael Keaton. That Barney Rubble. He's a hell of an actor. Anyway, the Travis Kelce jersey sales have skyrocketed. Bad news in the NFL. For the Chargers, Mike Williams suffered a season-ending ACL tear in LA's 28-24 victory over Minnesota. They avoided an 0-3 start. Minnesota, unfortunately, is 0-3, but Mike Williams lost for the season. Big weapon there for Justin Herbert.
He gets hurt a lot. And that is a costly one for the Chargers, for one of my fantasy football teams.
Ouch.
For others, I'm sure. But that's they've got some good weapons at Keenan Allen, who had the massive game, and Quentin Johnston, who is the rookie that's come in, and now he'll be asked to step up even more. But Mike Williams, if he can just put a full season together healthy, I mean, the dude is a big old boy, but he just has had trouble staying healthy so far in his NFL career.
Couple of other NFL notes before we take our first time out. Calvin Austin, the former Memphis Tiger, with his first NFL touchdown, 72-yard bomb from Kenny Pickett as the Steelers won Sunday night over Las Vegas 23-18. Jimmy Garoppolo with 3 interceptions in that game for the Raiders. But Calvin Austin making an impact.
Yeah, good for him. That's the one thing he certainly can bring is speed and a deep threat to that offense. And right now, without Deontay Johnson, they need guys to step up in that wide receiver core, and good to see him make a big play.
Kenneth Walker III from Arlington High School, 18 carries, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns, plus 3 catches for 59 yards to help lead Seattle to a 37-27 win over Carolina as they improve to 2-1 on the season. Good to see Kenneth Walker healthy. Hopefully he can stay that way.
Yeah, I mean, when he's out on the field, he produces. Dude has had a terrific start to his career. There's no doubt.
And then one other game we didn't get to talk about yesterday, The Packers were down 17-0 in the fourth, 18 unanswered against the Saints to win 18-17. Both teams now 2-1. Derek Carr got hurt in that game. He was replaced by Jameis Winston. Jordan Love, 22 of 44, 259, a touchdown, a pick. He is commanding that offense. There's no problems whatsoever, in my opinion, to have a situation that's similar to what we saw for years and years, where a quarterback learned under another one. They took their time in giving him the offense, the keys to the offense. Obviously, it took Rodgers departing to go to the Jets in the trade to give Jordan Love the opportunity. But you see Jordan Love stepping up. He has no issues. He's been there. He's been around these coaches and this system, and that's why I think he's taken to it like a fish to water. He looks really, really good.
He's been good. I wouldn't go overboard on what he's done so far, but he's been good.
Yeah, I mean, he's not chucking it around and throwing all these picks. I think he's looked really good. I'm Green Bay's not supposed to do much this year, but I think he has looked pretty darn solid.
The worst coaching decision of the weekend goes to Josh McDaniels. I still don't even understand. Kicking a field goal down at 8 from the 8-yard line on 4th and 4 with 2.5 minutes to go just makes no sense.
No.
Like there's no. If you're still going to need a touchdown, once you're inside the 10, go for the touchdown.
Especially with the time that was left on the clock.
Like I just don't. It doesn't make sense because his whole thing was, well, even if we get the touchdown, then we got to get the 2-point conversion. And like, okay, but say you get the touchdown and you don't get the 2-point conversion. Now all you need is a field goal when you try and get the ball back.
Right.
If you take the field goal now to, as you say, well, we're going to get within 5 so that a touchdown will win the game. Now you have to get the stop. You got to get the ball back, but then you have to go score the touchdown. Right now you're 8 yards away from that touchdown. Take that chance. And even if you don't get the touchdown or get the first down, because it wasn't even a 4th and goal, it was 4th and 4, you're still going to give them the ball inside the 10-yard line. If you do get the quick stop, you're going to get the ball back with really good field position. Like none of his explanations make any sense. Like there's just no way you can make what he did make sense. It's a lot like the Marcus Freeman stuff. Like these things, the coaches' explanations of these decisions just make no sense.
Yeah, they kind of walk themselves or back themselves into a corner because they've already said one thing and don't want to admit that they made the mistake. But to me, it all comes down to the time, right? The situation, I understand that, what you need and all that. There was 2.5 minutes to go. If there's 8 or 9 minutes to go, okay, I understand that. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense with 2.5 minutes to go. It just does not. And, of course, the Raiders fall at home to the Steelers. Meadowbrook Country Club is a great option, folks, now for anyone to go out there and play it like a daily fee course. It is a country club, and it has been private since it came into existence in 1959. But now it's semi-private, so it's open to the public. 1250 West Broadway in West Memphis, Arkansas. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, a challenging layout with Bermuda greens. $59 plus tax, includes a cart to play this country club course. You can call 870-394-4186 for a tee time. That's 870-394-4186 for tee times. Again, now open to the public as a semi-private course. Less than 15 minutes from Midtown or downtown Memphis, and an easy trip really from anywhere in the tri-state area. You could still become a member of the country club at $350 per month. That includes golf and tennis, pickleball, swimming. They have a beautiful restaurant and bar. It's Meadowbrook Country Club. Give my friend Mark Bartlett, the pro out there, a call. Again, set up a tee time. Also, he can set you up with Shricks-On clubs. He gives private golf lessons out there as well for a guy who played on the PGA Tour, Mark Bartlett. It's Meadowbrook Country Club, 1250 West Broadway in West Memphis, Arkansas. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
They're taking care of beerness in Memphis, right on the river with Grind City Brewing and all of their great products. Look, this was a dream come true for a father and son duo. And if you have not been to that brewery right on the river, just to the north of downtown, you're really missing something special. And now you can't miss their products. Wherever you go, you see a brand new label. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's distinctive. You'll know Grind City Brewing, and of course you know their products like Poppy's Pills, that great Pilsner, or Tiger Tail, that very creative craft malt liquor. There's the new Thaddeus Amber Lager. That is absolutely a great light beer. There's the India Pale called Godhopper. It's outstanding. And then there's the Belga, the Belgian-style wheat ale. They keep bringing hits at Grind City Brewing.
7.
12. What are we playing?
Central Barbecue has 7 different kinds of sandwiches.
Okay, does that seem like a lot?
Are you kidding? 7 may be the most perfect amount of sandwiches. See, they get the pulled pork. You can get chopped on request. Then trim sliced beef brisket sandwich. There's 2 right there.
I'm not sure exactly.
Look, you've also got the pulled chicken, the smoked turkey, the marinated portobello mushroom sandwich.
That seems like plenty.
You would think, but then you also got the smoked sausage and the barbecue bologna sandwich.
You're right. 7 may be the perfect amount of sandwiches.
The people at Central Barbecue are genius.
New Brake Best Select Pro. Professional grade brake pads and rotors from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair because they just don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance carriers each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. This is why you call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates and consultation and love to assist homeowners with their claims. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, and diagnosing problems is second to none. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. And the best part of all you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, Certainteed, Owens Corning, and even Mulehide. We offer best-in-class warranties on all of our jobs, up to 50 years. When it comes to roofs and restoration, call Metro Builders to schedule your free inspection. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Fall time, game time, food time, fun time. It's all Dave and Buster's time. Watch the game at Dave & Buster's, 2751 Wolf Creek Parkway, and get $4 pints all day, every day. Plus $5 appetizer bites all day, every day. Join the fun and games after 4 p.m. every Monday and Thursday and get all-you-can-eat wings. All at Dave & Buster's, 2751 Wolf Creek Parkway. Fall is here, and that means games, food, and fun at Dave & Buster's.
Sports 56 traffic.
We got a couple of incidents on the roadways. Working accidents on Whitney Avenue at Rangeline. It's Whitney Avenue at Rangeline. Also, Covington Pike at Yale Road. Then working 2 different police situations. That one on Jackson Avenue at Renee Avenue. That's Jackson at Renee. And then the other one is on Walnut Grove at Tillman Street. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
In my mind saying it's gonna be alright, 'cause the players gonna play. And the haters gonna
Kelsey does. He's a player. He plays. And see,
Good song.
This is perfect for you guys because you're haters. This is what she does.
We're not haters.
You're hating on the relationship. So to say,
No,
this is her MO. It's not going to last. You guys are both hating on the relationship.
Well, it's a prediction that it's not going to last.
You're hating. This is she directed the song exactly at people like
Zach and I want it to last forever. That it right?
No, you
Zach,
don't.
No,
you don't. You're both saying it's not going to. You don't want it to.
I wish nothing but happiness.
No, that's not true.
All we're saying is there's going to be a song,
know
right?
That a breakup song is going to happen.
Absolutely.
Whenever
Well, if they break up, yes, I'm sure a song will happen because that does happen with them.
Maybe she writes a love song. Maybe they get married and writes a love song. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like,
why isn't that your prediction?
But my track
you're a
record,
hater. That's why.
Because just like every player, they have a injury, a history of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
She have a history of breaking up with people and writing songs about them.
Maybe she'll write a song and say it was the wrong Kelsey, something like that. I don't know if Jason's married or not, but
yeah, he is.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
his wife ain't.
So forget about that. Yeah, she's not going to.
Wait till. I mean, because they have their podcast together. They bring her on the podcast. They're going to do some legendary numbers.
By the way, what's the deal with the hate for Patrick Mahomes' wife? Like, all I heard was, oh, man, she's now overshadowed because Taylor Swift was there. She's not going to be able to do this. She's not going to be able to do that. Is she some, like, needy lady that's always trying to get into, like, do podcasts and things like that? I don't know much of her, but
she's just annoying.
But in what sense?
It's just annoying. It's just
like, I watched that special on Patrick Mahomes.
Was it quarterbacks?
Yes.
On Netflix?
Yeah, and I thought she was fine. I thought she was cool. But people, I guess maybe because of that, like, I'm wondering why there's the hate for her.
I don't know. Like, I don't know where the hate is. I don't hate her. It's just she might be a little corny, just like, like Mahomes is.
Yeah,
but, it is what it is.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you guys are the haters, so I don't know.
Oh, leave us alone.
You guys should be able to fit. I'm like, if you're going to hate on Swifty and Kelsey, you might as well hate on Patrick and his wife as well. I mean, why not?
If the Swifties decide to come after me, I got the Beehive on my side, so I think I'm straight.
Our buddy Front Row Jay says his wife and brother are super annoying.
Well, his brother is. His brother's a disaster.
He's the guy's gotten in trouble with the law, right?
Yeah.
His brother's a social media idiot. His brother is a real.
Was he trying to ride the coattails of Patrick because Patrick is who he is?
I don't know what his
explanations
are.
Why would people want to follow this guy on social media?
I don't know.
The brother.
He's annoying.
It's like Billy Carter.
He looks like he wants to get punched every time.
And probably has.
And I'm not a violent person, by the way, but it's funny. He just got that look on
punchable
him.
face
in the Netflix thing. Like he would be in a couple of they just totally avoided addressing him at all. Like he would be around sometimes when they show the suite or stuff like that, but they never ever addressed him at all. Like it was always he just happened to be another person in the suite. They were never going to let you know that was who that was.
Who are those famous brothers like Billy Carter, Roger Clinton? The less famous of the brothers, and they always somehow got into the limelight a little bit because of who their famous brothers were. So maybe that's the case here. A couple of more notes from the NFL, and then we'll move on. We got some NBA to get into and Major League Baseball as well. Tom Pelissero said that Patriots quarterback Mac Jones isn't expected to be suspended for allegedly cup checking. It's a nice way to put it. Cup checking Jets cornerback Sauce Gardner in Sunday's game. Jones says Monday that nothing was intentional. The NFL reviews all the plays, and it's possible, though not certain, that Jones could be fined.
By the way, Zach, John Varlas texts and says he expects Greg to be a hater. He's very disappointed in you, though.
Why do you expect
I'm not a hater. Like, why?
You're hating on the relationship. You're hating on the relationship.
I'm not.
It's obvious you're hating on the relationship.
I'm not hating. It's all about the track record for me. Like, if you break up with Calvin Harris, who's a really popular DJ, a couple other important people in the fashion and sports world, and you write a breakup song off of them, then that is like your record.
Okay,
everybody knows that.
How many of the...
I want to know why Varlas thinks I'm a hater. And
how many people that she's dated were really known before she dated them?
I don't know who she dated. I don't know her love life.
Like she's not Kim Kardashian out there. She's not a Kardashian where she's going from athlete to athlete to athlete, whatever. All these people. Like
Why are you hating? Why are you hating the Kardashians?
Because I hate the Kardashians.
See, Barless, he's the hater.
I
Not
hate
me.
the Kardashians. They've done nothing. They have no talent whatsoever, other than they just got rich off being on TV and big butts.
She dated one of the Jonas brothers, Taylor Lautner, who was a part of the.
Yes, he was
I forgot the big
an actor.
movies
He's
with
an actor.
the-
Yeah,
with-
yeah.
Well, I forgot what it was. John Mayer.
This is all Taylor Swift.
Yes, she dated John
Mayer.
Mayer. She dated Jake Gyllenhaal.
Did she write a song about John Mayer?
I'm more than sure it's somewhere in her catalog.
Did he write a song about her?
I highly doubt it. Yeah, I don't think he cares. Harry Styles. She dated Harry Styles. Calvin Harris. Tom Hiddleston. She has a track record.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. We're not haters. He's
He's
an
an
actor
actor.
too.
Oh,
he's very popular with Marvel. He plays Loki.
No
in the Marvel.
matter how many breakup songs and songs she's written to get back at ex lovers and boyfriends and things of that nature, it pales in comparison to the ultimate revenge song, which is way before your time, Zach, but you may have heard the song, Carly Simon, You're So Vain.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Now, nobody, and she won't confirm that it was about Warren Beatty, but most people believe it was. But it was about one of the famous people she dated. And that is a killer comeback song to rip apart the dude. So but she wasn't out there just naming names. I mean, is Taylor Swift doing that in her songs? Does she actually name names? She doesn't do that.
No.
Right?
No.
But you know who it's about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the timing of it, we know it's about said person.
Max says Kelsey Swift is odd. Kelsey is known to like his women dipped in chocolate. I don't know. I don't know what Travis Kelsey's.
Well,
I know he had the show, the television show, which he tried to, I guess, find his wife, and he didn't. I don't even know what. I never watched it. I don't know what happened on that show. If he picked a woman at the end or what.
Well, Zach brought it up last week. I mean, he was dating an African American woman. It doesn't mean that he can't switch around. They're all women.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Like you date how you want to date.
Exactly.
Well, given an opportunity to date Taylor Swift, you should.
Well, I know, and he went after her.
She's easy on the eyes, and she's rich as hell.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna Travis Kelsey's last girlfriend. She's very pretty.
Yeah, she was pretty.
She's very pretty.
What was her name?
Kayla Nicole. She's a model.
Athletes like to date the models.
Yes, they do.
they tend to have an MO. Models and athletes tend to, especially in today's world where you got the Instagram models and everything else. They tend to.
Yeah.
And pretty women.
Congregate.
And pretty women.
They tend to
have an MO.
congregate in the end. Any models and athletes.
And pretty women have an MO as well. They want to date athletes. They want to date rich people. They want to date famous people too. Not all of them.
But
a lot of them.
I want to say this is Taylor Swift's first athlete she's probably dated. I think a caller just called in and she dated Austin Reeves for a few minutes.
I don't think that was false, wasn't it? Was that just like a? How old is she, by the way, now?
She's like in her 30s. I know that for sure.
So the biological clock is ticking for Taylor.
If there is a biological clock for her.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
I don't know what her. I have not kept track of her dating. I don't really care.
I don't either. It's just it gets on the internet and then everybody sees it and it was like, oh, breakup song incoming. What? Like, look out for the next Taylor Swift album. It's gonna be on there.
Hey, she's doing something right.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of
I mean, she's obviously doing something right.
Those breakup songs, they're working for her. she's making a lot of money off of them. She seems to be doing okay with them. If that's what it takes, hey, good on her.
Is she closing in on being I would imagine she's closing in on being a billionaire, correct?
It feels like it.
I mean, there's not too many musical artists that are billionaires. I know Jay-Z's a billionaire. I think Beyonce may be a billionaire. McCartney's probably a billionaire. I don't know how many there are, but I got to think Swift is closing in.
Right now, her net worth is $740 million.
Yeah, so she's closing in on $1 billion.
Yeah, she could. I mean, these these tours, like she could do another tour right now and sell out any stadium in the world,
right?
Like immediately, like she could make as much money as she wants to make at any given time. All she got to do is just do another tour, and she could literally. There's not a stadium big enough for her to not be able to sell it out right now.
Absolutely,
it's pure insanity when she goes to these things. The amount of money they're charging in stadiums in these massive football stadiums where you could be so far away that I don't even know if you can recognize whether it's Taylor Swift or not.
Right.
And you're paying hundreds of dollars for those tickets. Makes no sense whatsoever. It's crazy to me how people flock to her concerts the way they do, but they do.
They want to say they were there. They want to be a part of it.
And good, again, good on her, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Kelce never has to sit in that. He'll be backstage. He'll be sitting right there.
Yes, he will.
We might need to spend a day one of these days.
Or he dumps
I'm
her.
just gonna find all of Taylor Swift's breakup songs and just play them.
Has she?
No, please, no.
Like,
has she been the one that breaks up with all these guys, or any of them ever break up with her?
No, she does it.
She does it all the time.
Her?
Yes,
it's always her.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was the guys that did it. Which
no,
is stupid.
it's
Why
all
would you
it's
do
her.
it?
She's the one that's breaking up with them.
So do you
She
think,
does the breakup.
Wait, do you think
is that
she's
a one?
using
You know this for a fact. This is a 100%. She's the breaker upper.
I know. On a couple of her relationships, she broke up with.
Okay,
them.
that's a couple now.
Do you think she's using these guys for material?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so. I think there's genuine love involved. It's just
She falls
how
in love
many
too
dudes
easy.
she gotta go through.
She's finding her. Now see, that's the whole point. She's like, you know what? The whole actor world didn't work out.
Right.
The singer world.
Nah.
No. Let me try the athlete world.
Maybe.
Let's
that
see
might
what
work.
the athlete world's like.
She's like, maybe the Kardashians got something.
She probably
that
could
I
have went
can
for
do.
a more, mentally stable one than Travis Kelce, but she's just dipping her toes into the athlete world with a little crazy, just to see what it's like and all of that stuff, and kind of go from there for the athlete world.
You know who's waiting in the on deck circle? Grunk.
Well, she wants to go a little crazy.
Grunk. There you go.
I think
Speaking of crazy.
I think she wants current athlete. She's going current athlete. If he comes out of retirement,
he's old news, huh?
And she might like tight ends. Tight ends might be her thing.
Let's not go there.
By the way, Raider Corey said, talking about the Raiders, he said, "Welcome to my world of being a loyal Raider fan all my life. Makes no sense. Things will not change until Mark sells the team to a real football guy." Well, I'll tell you, the bottom line, Josh McDaniels isn't a head coach at the NFL. That's just the bottom line. Josh McDaniels is not suited to be a head coach. He might be a great offensive coordinator. I think he is a pretty good offensive coordinator for sure. Now, he had Tom Brady. That makes it a little easier for folks. But no, he's just not. Josh McDaniels is not head coach material in the NFL. There's just certain guys that are coordinators and not head coaches. Bottom line, that's what it appears to me anyway to be the case with Josh McDaniels. Because again, the decision he made and to try and explain it the way he did makes no sense whatsoever. Folks, well, hey, I know what happened. Hey, when Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and this relationship just continues, their great American love story reaches that point. Travis, here's where you need to go get your engagement ring. Head over to Genesis Diamonds. They don't have it in Kansas City, so you have to do it here in Memphis. You come to Memphis. You and Taylor come to Memphis. Get that engagement ring. You don't even have to bring Taylor. You can just come get the engagement ring yourself. Because the folks at Genesis Diamonds, when it comes to diamonds, engagement rings, any fine jewelry, they are the best you're going to find. There's no doubt. The selection out of this world. There's something for, poor folks like us or for rich folks like them. They can something in every price range that you can imagine. You'll find it at Genesis Diamonds. Biggest selection you're going to find. Up to 30 times what you'll find at other stores as far as selection. Then the pricing, absolutely amazing because they're taking out the middleman. These are direct importer prices. Whatever it is, from natural to lab-grown diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, they've got it for you at Genesis Diamonds. They're open in the Poplar Commons Shopping Center. That's at Poplar and Perkins Extended. Go by, talk to them. Just see what it's like. You'll be amazed, like so many other people who have headed over to Genesis Diamonds since they've opened up here in Memphis. They are blown away by the selection, the prices, and the service that you get at Genesis Diamonds.
Got some John Morant news when we return. Plus, from Major League Baseball, another one of those great outings by Blake Snell that doesn't last beyond 6 innings. We'll talk about that when we return. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Howdy, partner. Grab the family, hop in the old wagon, and get on up here to Sunrise at Wolf Chase for this Western Trading Day sale. Biggest sale of the year. Got a hankering for a new buggy? Well, hold your horses and listen up. Interest rates as low as 0.9%. Discounts up to $8,000. Bankruptcy, slow pay, repo. It's okay at Sunrise. $12 million used car inventory and new Buicks and GMCs arriving daily. Goodness gracious, now is the time to treat yourself. And check out the Sunrise Truck Corral. All trucks, all sizes. Call, click, or come on down to Sunrise Wolf Chase and Bartlett. Ask for Woody. SunriseMemphis.com. Y'all, we make it fun to buy a car.
We interrupt this broadcast for special news and information concerning family leisure.
The world's biggest spa sale is back and bigger than ever at Family Leisure. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. You start off with 50 different spa models to choose from 5 different manufacturers. Then you throw in up to 30% off in-stock spas and swim spas. But is that all? Oh, no. You get free upgrades on all in-stock spas, plus 24 months, same as cash. Wow! This is the kind of sale that you just can't have every day. But it's happening right now at Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale. Soak in the savings right now at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. You know the place where family and fun come together.
Please remain calm and walk. Don't run to Family Leisure. And now back to your regular programming.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair because they just don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance carriers each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. This is why you call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates and consultation and love to assist homeowners with their claims. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, and diagnosing problems is second to none. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. And the best part of all you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, Certainteed, Owens Corning, and even Mulehide. We offer best-in-class warranties on all of our jobs, up to 50 years. When it comes to roofs and restoration, call Metro Builders to schedule your free inspection. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Purchase new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts today and we'll install them for free. See better and drive safer with O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Response to the all-new Genesis Diamonds has been incredible. People are loving what we've brought to Memphis. Genesis is a different kind of jewelry store with more jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. What's the Genesis secret? Our owner was born and raised in the diamond industry in Tel Aviv. After selling wholesale to high-end jewelry retailers for years, he hated the insane markups they were getting away with. So he stopped selling to the stores and started selling direct to the public. That philosophy is still a core part of Genesis DNA as we continue to sell the highest quality diamonds at true no-middleman direct importer prices. With international connections and massive buying power, Genesis has what it takes to beat anyone else's price every day on every diamond. Discover the Genesis difference, forever changing how people in Memphis buy diamonds and fine jewelry. Now open at Poplar & Perkins, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Good morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
All right, 3 weeks down in the National Football League season. Would you admit that the two most impressive teams so far are San Francisco and Miami?
Yeah, I think they've been the two best.
Okay.
Philly's been really good.
Philly good, and they were great last year.
Nothing to doubt them.
Yeah, but San Francisco has been all around just absolutely terrific, offensively, defensively, and Miami's got that potent offense. They met once in the Super Bowl. You were born what year?
1974.
1974. So you would be 11 years old when this Super Bowl took place, or right around 11. January 20th, 1985.
Dan Marino's only Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Dan Marino's only Super Bowl. Good job. San Francisco won the game.
Killed them.
38-16. The usual cast of characters were fantastic, right? Joe Montana, Joe Theismann was actually one of the broadcasters. Frank Gifford, Dandy Don Meredith, and our friend Joe Theismann. But Joe Montana, MVP. Jerry Rice, of course. I would give you, I'll give you 10,000 guesses, and you wouldn't come up with the halftime show guest. And I'm not going to ask you to do that. It would be boring radio. And unless somebody looked it up right now, they would not know. Nobody would know this. Absolutely nobody would know this. We know this year,
Was
Usher.
it one of the bands, college
Yeah,
bands?
one of those weird things. Usher, of course, will be this Super Bowl's halftime guest. The halftime show, The World of Children's Dreams, with the United States Air Force Tops in Blue, back in 1985. They went all out back in 85 for the halftime guest. Nobody.
We've come a long way in
Yes.
the world of halftime acts.
Nobody would have come up with that one. All right, so last night, Major League Baseball, limited schedule last night, but some very important games in the American League West battle. Texas maintains their lead over the Astros, 2.5 games as they rally to beat Anaheim. The Astros are 1.5 up on the Mariners. The Mariners and the Astros playing last night with the Astros winning. There was also a game, really non-consequential, but the Giants beat the Padres 2-1. Blake Snell, once again, was tremendous. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts. They pull him again. They pull him, he throws 100 pitches. Again, I don't think there's anywhere where it says if you pitch 101, your arm falls off, but they've been doing this his entire career. Again, he's never pitched a complete game. Hasn't even come close. Logan Webb, on the flip side, goes the route for San Francisco. The Giants scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they win the game 2-1. This game, again, really not important. The Giants are pretty much done. The Padres have been done for a while. I understand that. But I continue to be flabbergasted by a guy who's going to win another Cy Young. He won one in the American League. He's going to win one here in the National League because he's having a phenomenal year. But they won't let this guy. It's almost like he's fine china, that they're afraid that he's going to break. 6 innings. I mean, normally you play to win the game, right? Didn't somebody once say that? 6 innings, that's it for Blake Snell. He gets to the 7th inning, it's a miracle. But you don't have any issues with that, right?
Nope.
See, again, they lose. They lose the game. The bullpen gives up the lead. The guy's throwing an absolute gem. The other guy can throw the complete game, but this guy can't.
Pitchers are different.
This pitcher's different. This pitcher doesn't pitch into the 7th inning. It's crazy. It's hard for me, even though with all those numbers, to say, all right, Blake Snell should be the Cy Young Award winner. The team has been underachievers for I don't know how many years, the Padres now recently, but they're underachievers, and he can't pitch into the 7th inning, let alone throw a complete game. So why? Why not give it to Strider? Why not give it to a guy who's putting up great numbers for the Braves who are kicking tail? That bothers me. I think it doesn't have to be.
Blake Snell's been the best pitcher in the National League.
Well, you can make the argument that, again, Strider or one of the other guys steal with the Cubs. But this guy is great. I understand his greatness. But the fact that they treat him like a porcelain doll bothers me. 100 pitches. 100. It is not that's not the number anymore. I know it used to be back in the day, you got to 100 pitches, you're going to get pulled. Pitchers don't necessarily get pulled anymore at 100 pitches. He does, for some reason. So anyway, I saw that. It bothered me. They ended up losing the game. If that was a game of significance, if that game really mattered, he's out of the game. The bullpen doesn't hold the lead. They lose. That is stupid, in my opinion. This is not stupid. If you enjoy hot wings, you want to get hot wings that have the best flavors and a variety of flavors. And that is the Crazy Coop with 2 convenient locations at 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten, and the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. You've tried the rest, now try the best. They are the absolute best, whether it be those whole wings or party wings or boneless wings, even the chicken tenders. You can get the Crazy Packs, have them cater an event. You have all the tailgating coming up on Saturday for the Memphis and Boise State game. Tailgate with the Crazy Coupe. Again, as I mentioned, 27 different flavors. Mango habanero, that sweet taste of mango, followed by the heat. Buffalo Ranch, a perfect combo of ranch seasoning with a little kick to it. The Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot, or the Crazy Suicide, or if you can't take the heat, get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or the barbecue bacon bourbon. That's just a few examples of the 27 different flavors at the Crazy Coupe for your hot wings. You can also buy those flavors, bring them home, and use it on your chicken wings when you're cooking them at home. They also have the full menu at the Bartlett location where you can get the catfish sandwiches, the juicy half-pound burgers, all the great sides like the fried okra, the green tomatoes, and the fried dill pickles. So think tailgating, think Crazy Coupe. Any of the delivery services can have the food delivered to your home, to your office. Again, 2 convenient locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby-Whitten, and the Crazy Coupe Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. When we return, hour 2, we'll open it up with Humdinger's Trivia. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry, and they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Bartlett Small Engine has free pickup and delivery both at your home and curbside for lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, and any small engine. Call 901-386-9779.
Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days are going strong at Gossett Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat on the Pike. And if you're ready to save big bucks, we Gossett! Show off your style in 2023 Fiat 500X Pop 4-door, Gossett priced at $28,990 or $354 a month with 0% APR. Or take your pick with 2023 Jeep Renegade or 2023 Dodge Charger, now just $422 a month. And if you're looking for big savings on your 2023 Ram 1500, get to Gossett for just $587 a month. And if we don't have it, Gossett can order it today. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike, or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 3500 Elmas financed through Chrysler. Pop PP 988,763. MSRP 31,355. Renegade PPP 45,607. MSRP 30,500. Charger PH 508,657. MSRP 35,930. Ram PN 693, 3965. MSRP 48,330. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 9/30/2023 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Sports and blinds, they just go together. And right now, all Sports 56 listeners get $50 off any order at Blinds Etc. South. Real wood, 3.5 to 4.5 inch plantation shutters made in the Mid-South are always affordable at Blinds Etc. South. And now get $50 off your order. Get your free in-home consultation at 901-681-0225 or go to blindsetcetera.southllc.com. Upgrade your home with custom-made plantation shutters and window treatments from Blinds Etc. South.
A good friend of mine often says that golfers are the best athletes. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. Now, I don't want to embarrass Ed by mentioning his name, but if you stop and think about it, he may be right. Just like the best real estate agent may not be who you think. Like a left tackle in football, a golfer hits it hard off the tee. Like a sprinter, the golfer walks down the fairway to reach his ball. Then like a quarterback who wants to connect with a distant target, the golfer hits the ball again, and in my case, again and again and again. So if you or someone you know is thinking of selling a home, draft your team by interviewing the players. Find out who will block that offensive lineman from knocking your deal down, and find out about the Shell Bucks option play. When interviewing, call or email me to find out why people often say, when you want the job done, call Shell Done. You can reach me at 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. That's 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. Do it now and don't fumble that ball.
All 36 months, 650 acquisition fee, 4T LSX, PE 678,605, MSRP 21,610, Nero, P507859, MSRP 41,090, EV6, P56,109,64, MSRP 49,687, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details, offer valid through 10/2/2023 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah is about to blow my socks off.
That's right, Randy. Get 41 MPG Highway with the 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing.
What about those cool new EVs?
I've got EV action with a 2023 Nero EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And the 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. Plus, you'll get a free charger with every EV purchase. All 36-month lease.
And Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
We still working an accident on Whitney at Rangeline Road. That's Whitney Avenue at Rangeline Road. Also, still working those police situations on Walnut Grove at Tillman Street. And then the other one is on Jackson at Rennie Avenue. That's Jackson at Rennie and Walnut Grove at Tillman Street with those police activities. Keep it right here. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:04 the time. Hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Tuesday, September 26th, 2023 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. The world's biggest spa sale continues at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently, sunshine, 66 degrees. We're looking at a high today of 91. Tonight, clear skies with a low of 68, and then tomorrow, even warmer, 92, the projected high for tomorrow under sunny skies. We'll give you the topic for 5 favorite things coming up a little bit later on in this hour. We'll also talk University of Memphis athletics with Jeff Crane, but right now it's time for Humdinger's Trivia.
That is right. It's Tuesday, folks. That means Taco Tuesday over at Humdinger's. Their chicken and fish tacos, just $2 each all day long. That's each and every Tuesday over at Humdinger's at Poplar and Massey. Of course, beyond the tacos, so many other great things on the menu, from their great grilled fish options to the crispy fish and chips, the chicken dishes, salads, sandwiches, all kinds of great stuff. A lot of healthy items, the great sides, the toppings for the grilled fish as well that you'll find over at Humdinger's. If you go to humdingersrestaurant.com, you can check out the menu. If you need an event catered, they could take care of that. Just absolutely fantastic food that you'll find at Humdinger's. Again, on Tuesdays with Taco Tuesday, take advantage of the great deal on those great tacos that they have, the chicken and fish tacos, just $2 each, each and every Tuesday. And each and every Tuesday, we bring you Humdinger's Trivia, giving you an opportunity to win a $25 gift certificate to Humdinger's if you are the first to answer the trivia question correctly. All you got to do is text in your answer on our Sports 56 listener line at 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. And the first correct answer will get that $25 gift certificate. If there's a tie, well, then Zach becomes the tiebreaker, and somebody will get it. If you've won in the last 30 days, you are not allowed to win again. You are not eligible to win again in a 30-day stretch. Here is today's question. With the Ryder Cup coming up this weekend as the U.S. battles here. By the way, the Solheim Cup last week was some fun stuff. Some absolutely unbelievable stuff. Tight race. They ended up at 14-14, which I still think they should do a tiebreaker. I don't understand why they just say, oh, no, you have the cup. You get to keep it on a tie. Like, to me, send a couple of players out like we do in golf. That's what we do in golf. We go have playoffs. Go have a playoff to decide the cup. I think that would be much more exciting than just, you know what? Screw it. It's a tie. You guys get to keep the cup. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The Ryder Cup is coming up this weekend. Among this year's U.S. Ryder Cup players, who has earned the most career Ryder Cup points? Among this year's U.S. Ryder Cup players, who has the most career points in the Ryder Cup? Again, text in 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. And the first correct answer will get that $25 gift certificate to Humdinger's.
All right, what's the topic for tomorrow? 5 favorite things.
For tomorrow, 5 favorite things, very, very current here in this the discussion of the last couple of days.
Taylor Swift X's?
No, your 5 favorite song titles.
5 favorite song titles. Okay. Is that your 5 favorite songs? I mean, we're pretty vague here.
Your 5 favorite song titles. That's very, very, very specific.
Right, but I'm sure if it's your favorite song title, it's because you love the song. So it's really your 5 favorite songs.
Not for me, not at all.
Okay.
I've got a lot of songs I like that I don't care about the title. I think there are fun titles of songs.
Okay, so you like
that I like the title of the song.
Okay, so you think it's a cool title, but you may not necessarily think it's a great song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your 5 favorite song titles.
Speaking of that, perfect segue. We didn't even set this up. Perfect segue. So during the break, I was thinking about the tush push, which we were talking about to open up the show. For those who don't know what we're talking about, it's nothing dirty. This is G-rated. This is what the Philadelphia Eagles have done in football. Used to be outlawed, where you could push the quarterback in from behind and just push them, basically pushing them in the butt to get them across the line of scrimmage for a first down or for goal line, breaking the plane for a touchdown. It is something that I think will eventually be outlawed because I think more teams are going to do it, and it's kind of boring. But the Eagles have perfected it. Anyway, so I was looking up. I go, well, I know there's a song called Tush, right? A famous song by ZZ Top. So as I'm looking up...
Good song title.
So I'm looking up Tush. There is a song, because I wanted to say we should have a song for Tush Push. There is a song for Tush Push. Did you know Country Line Dance song? You love the country music. You should know this. It's a song by the Hedgehogs. Have you ever heard of the Hedgehogs?
I have not.
It is the Tush
I've heard of Sonic the
Push.
Hedgehog, but I've not heard of...
Zach, were you able to find this?
The rest of the Hedgehogs.
Still finding it.
Okay, let us know when you have Tush Push, a country line dance song by the Hedgehogs. There you go. How about that? So there is a song about the Tush Push. So
you could use that tomorrow.
Yes, you can. That's one of the possibilities for your list of 5 favorite song titles. Yesterday, very briefly, we touched on Evan Turner. Evan Turner was on the J.J. Redick podcast, along with, I think, Andre Iguodala, former great Grizzly. And Turner said that the Grizzlies should move to Nashville. And Redick agreed. Well, J.J. Redick had a change of heart. I don't know if he just kind of had time to think about it and go, you know what, I'm wrong about this, or enough people complained about it, and he thought, yeah, I don't want to, really upset a city and a group of people and a big fan base. So Redick walked backwards from the comment he made, which again was to agree with Evan Turner that the Grizzlies should move to Nashville. Quote, "It was a mistake on my part, and for all Memphis and Grizzlies fans, I apologize. The Grizzlies should never leave Memphis." He went from agreeing with Evan Turner that they should go to Nashville to now saying they should never leave. And it wasn't sarcastic. He was sincere as he said that. I guess he realized that, why do I want to agree with something like that when it's ludicrous? I can understand when teams are not being supported by their community. Fans aren't going to games. The city's refusing to do anything to help. We have a city and a state that is willing to help. We have a fan base that continues to grow. We have basically all the luxury boxes sold out already for this upcoming season. We have a team that's really, really, really good and has been competitive for years. No, that's not what you want to do. Talk about a team moving in this case. And Evan Turner, again, he's entitled to his opinion. But J.J. Redick quickly realizing, I'm going to bring that one back. I give him credit for that.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, again, Turner's entitled to his opinion.
I mean, people love Nashville. Nashville's like the it city in America right now. People love Nashville. I'm sure a lot of it was spoken as an idea of a visiting player. You'd love to go. That would be a place that guys would love to go, is to Nashville. Have on their list of cities they visit.
Right, but you also have to look at the long-term ramifications of losing a professional sports team.
Evan Turner doesn't have to look at that. Evan Turner doesn't care about Memphis.
No, he doesn't. And that's why I said it's his prerogative to voice his opinion.
J.J. Redick doesn't have to care about
But J.J.
Memphis.
Redick changed his mind, and I guarantee you he changed his mind realizing, you know what? It's a product that has been embraced. It's a community that cares about them. And yes, we are having our differences right now in the whole stadium issue. But I don't think anybody in their right mind, there's a few Tiger diehards I know that couldn't care less about the Grizzlies. I understand that, and there's probably vice versa. But for the most part, this community cares about both. And they do not want to lose an NBA team. Again, the big three, NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball. This is all you have. Yes, Nashville is doing really, really well. There's no question about it. But not at the expense of Memphis. Because while you gain a fan base, you ruin a fan base. And I couldn't even imagine this city in the future losing the Grizzlies. We don't need any more heartbreak. So I don't think that's happening. But again, an opinion of Evan Turner that J.J. Redick originally agreed with, and then he changed his mind.
It's not going to happen, and it certainly isn't going to happen because Evan Turner suggested it.
I'm not suggesting that's the reason. I'm just saying that was a story yesterday, and a lot of Grizzlies fans became irate about it, and J.J. Redick had a change of heart. All right, John Morant. John Morant in the news again. It's not bad. Nothing happened wrong, but he's in the news for his best-selling sneaker. And this latest one, which I retweeted, is really interesting. It's, of course, the Nike Ja 1. I think when did it originally come out, Zach, the first one? Was it in the spring of this year?
Yes.
And
the first three were the spring of this year.
And subsequently they've had others with different color schemes and things of that nature. Have you seen the new one that's coming out now?
I just saw it come through the timeline.
Yeah. It's a We Ain't Ducking No Smoke Ja 1, where it actually is inscribed on the outside of the shoe. And then Ja is inscribed as well on the shoe. What do you think about that one?
I like it. I mean, it's also kind of a little motto or nod in a way, because it's like he can't duck the smoke because everybody's coming for him this upcoming year. So you might as well put it on the shoe and sell it. So
the Nike Ja 1 was first released, I was right, in the spring. It was April 19th, sold out within minutes. They have planned more than 10 different colorways for the near future.
Yeah.
Right? So do any other shoes have an inscription, like a motto, a saying? Or is this unique?
I know. I don't know if Devin Booker has. I think Devin Booker has his signature shoe, but I know he takes Kobe's
quotes
phrase "Be legendary."
Right.
I think he writes that on his shoe. I know Steph Curry has a Bible scripture on his Under Armour shoe, so it just depends.
I mean, some that are like it's created by the shoe company, or it's something he just writes on.
No, it's the shoe company would do it.
Okay. So these shoes are set to release October 6th. They'll retail for the usual price of $130.
On my birthday. How about that?
Hey, there you go.
Buy a pair for Eli.
That was good planning on their part.
Buy a pair for Eli. So, so the We Ain't Ducking No Smoke is the quote from Ja, inscribed on the outer heels. Morant's number 12 appears in electric yellow on the heel tab and inner tongue logos, as well as one of the JM tongue logos. Again,
They say we ain't holding no guns.
Oh, come on now. They have really gone all in. They have not backed off the support of Ja, Nike. I mean, they could have easily tried to separate themselves. They have not done so. He should be extremely happy and feel that he's maybe even a little lucky that they did not part ways. But again, you're not going to part ways with a cash cow.
Right.
And right now that's a cash cow, Ja's shoes. What we don't know, though, about Ja, and I bring this up because today the media was informed, or yesterday, that Media Days is officially Monday. Next Monday, we will be talking, not on our show because it won't start until noon, but we will be able to go over there and meet with the Grizzlies because the season is just about here. Yet, we still don't know exactly what's going on with Ja Morant as far as what he can and cannot do.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if the team knows for sure what is allowed and not allowed during the suspension.
You would think that they would come to a conclusion here very soon as to say, well, he can't be at Media Days, and nobody expects him to be there, but he can be at camp or he can't be at camp. In the next few days, I think they have to make those decisions. Now, somebody said they were probably waiting to see because there's a certain amount of things he had to do. But I would think that also that continues right up until the suspension is over with. And then they make the decision of whether he met all those requirements, not just leading up to camp. So I think those things would be in place.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't even know if the team knows for sure, but my assumption is he is not allowed at media day. He will not be at camp. He will not be at anything that is a team activity.
Right.
And at some point during the suspension, I think the NFL or the NBA will give him the okay to now rejoin the team for team activities. Still not allowed at the games, on the bench, or anything like that, but you could at least go practice and then so that he can be ramped up for the return because, again, that's already been set that the 26th game is on national television, so the NBA understands and wants Ja to be playing in the Grizzlies' 26th game of the year. So I'm sure they will give the okay for him to practice with the team and everything else at some point during the suspension so they can be sure that he is ready for that 26th game.
Right. Don't think he's sitting on his couch. Even if he's not allowed at the facilities, don't think for a second he's not going to be in the best shape, ready to go. He's not going to be sitting on his couch getting fat watching the team play on television. So there's more rumors out there about Damian Lillard as things continue to really be in a stalled pattern with camp opening up next week, whether or not Lillard will be dealt. He wants to be dealt to Miami. However, there is a report out there from a couple of high-ranking NBA team executives that they believe the Raptors are the front-runners for Damian Lillard, although the Raptors have made it clear that Scotty Barnes is untouchable. But that would mean OG Anunoby or Pascal Siakam. Some of those guys would be, I guess, available for a trade. The question is, if any team other than Miami acquires him, are you going to be able to sign him long-term? Does Lillard want to play anywhere else? He has publicly said he does not. There was something interesting I read just a moment ago that he said at one point before the draft that he was open to playing with Victor Wembanyama if Portland had the number one pick. Obviously, Portland didn't get it and San Antonio did. Does that mean he'd be willing to play with Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio? The executives also went on to say that they believe that absolutely a trade will happen by Monday. Other teams that have been mentioned as possibilities, and it could be a facilitated 3-team trade to get a deal done. Miami, obviously, is the biggest name. I mentioned Toronto, Milwaukee, Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia. All names that have come up.
See what happens.
Yeah.
The drama continues.
It does. No drama at James Gaddis Jewelers. They are the second-hour sponsor of Sports 56 Mornings. You know you're getting quality. You know you're getting a great deal. You know you're getting great people that will service your jewelry when it needs cleanings or anything else. You're getting a family-owned and operated company that has been around Memphis for a long time. They have many, many repeat customers because they know what they're getting in jewelry from James Gaddis. They are your family's jeweler. 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick and on the web at gaddisjewelers.com. They're full-service jewelers. They have 2 bench jewelers ready to serve you. All their diamonds are independently graded and certified. They know there's a lot of competition, so they make sure they have a price point to suit everyone's budget. James is a local guy, Christian Brothers High School graduate, and a Memphian through and through. If you're looking for that special watch, they have watches of all types, including Rolex watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, gemstones of all types, bracelets and necklaces, earrings and pendants, plus one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. Layaway and financing always available at James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, on the web at gaddisjewelers.com. Visit them, or even when you call them at 901-767-9648. Make sure you tell them you heard it right here on Sports 56 Mornings.
We do have a winner in the Humdinger Trivia. No tie today, Zach, so you're off the hook.
Yes. Back-to-back weeks, baby.
It's just being a tiebreaker. It's nothing to be like. It's not like it's a big job that we're asking.
No,
you to
it's
do.
not. It's not. But I'm glad that somebody has to win, so I don't have to decide.
The question was among this year's U.S. Ryder Cup players, who has the most career Ryder Cup points. So again, you had to limit to just this year, and I give our folks credit. Every answer that came in
fit the criteria.
They were on this year's Ryder Cup team. So congratulations. Let's give everybody a round of applause. We listened to the question correctly. We did not get Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus as an answer, so that's good. I'm very happy of that.
Old Tom Morris.
That we did not have to worry about that.
What?
We did not get any European players. Oh, I take that back. We did get a European player. All right, take back the round of applause.
Which European player?
How do you do a reverse applause? I know we got to rewind the tape. Let's do this again.
Which European player?
And it's not even a current European player.
Sergio?
Yes. Tennessee Tom. That's why he's always going to be a Tennessee guy. It's always got to be a Tennessee guy. Tennessee people just don't listen to things. So anyway, as I was saying, Tennessee Tom, listen to the question. No. Again, the question was which U.S. Ryder Cup team player for this year on the U.S. has the most career Ryder Cup points. A lot of people went with Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas is not the correct answer. Justin Thomas has the second most career points among this year's U.S. Ryder Cup teams. Justin Thomas has 6.5 career points in the Ryder Cup. He's actually tied with Brooks Koepka for second place.
It's got to be Spieth, right?
It is Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth has 9.5 career points in the Ryder Cup. Ricky Fowler has 5.5. Patrick Cantlay has 3.5. Colin Morikawa 3.5. So people came with Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler's only played one time. He's got 3 points. Or not, Schauffele's got 3. Scheffler's got 2.5. And then the other guys are all first-time members. So Jordan Spieth is the correct answer. We will be notifying the winner and let you know how to get your $25 gift certificate from Humdingers.
So it's a big week for the University of Memphis. The 2003 New Orleans Bowl team will be recognized on Saturday. Boise State in town. We expect that there will be a big crowd. We'll find out all the details and talk all things University of Memphis athletics with Jeff Crane. That is next. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch us daily with live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Hi, this is Jonah Gamble, left guard from the University of Memphis football team. Is your credit card rewarding you for everyday purchases? Southern Security has the perfect low-interest reward card that will upgrade your wallet. Max rate is 18%, no annual fees, no cash advance fees. For more information, visit southernsecurity.org or by calling our member service team at 901-452-7900. Southern Security is a proud sponsor of the University of Memphis.
You or someone you know or care about has dealt with a difficult divorce. When facing divorce, you need the attorneys at Rice Law. Nick and Larry Rice lead the firm with 3 generations and 7 decades of experience. Located in Memphis, serving the entire state of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Rice Law is who you need to call. Simple or difficult divorce, they know how to handle it. Call Rice Law at 901-526-6701, or for more information, visit them at aboutdivorce.com. That's aboutdivorce.com.
Ready for a new ride? We got it covered at Gossett Kia on the Pike. 41 MPG Highway, we got it with 2023 Kia Forte LXS. $229 a month, $29.99 to its signing. Get some EV action in 2023 Nero EV Wind SUV. 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 to its signing. Plus, check out 2023 Kia EV6 Wind. Get up to 134 city, 101 highway MPGe, $399 a month, $49.99 to its signing. And Gossett will include a free charger with your EV purchase, all 36-month leases, plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36 months, 650 acquisition fee, Forte LSX, PE 678605, MSRP 21610, Nero P507859, MSRP 41090, EV6, P5610964, MSRP 49687, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax, title, and license. See deal for complete details, offer valid through 10/2/2023 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair because they just don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance carriers each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. This is why you call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates and consultation and love to assist homeowners with their claims. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, and diagnosing problems is second to none. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. And the best part of all you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, Certainteed, Owens Corning, and even Mulehide. We offer best-in-class warranties on all of our jobs, up to 50 years. When it comes to roofs and restoration, call Metro Builders to schedule your free inspection. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
We interrupt this broadcast for special news and information concerning family leisure.
The world's biggest spa sale is back and bigger than ever at Family Leisure. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. You start off with 50 different spa models to choose from 5 different manufacturers. Then you throw in up to 30% off in-stock spas and swim spas. But is that all? Oh, no. You get free upgrades on all in-stock spas, plus 24 months, same as cash. Wow! This is the kind of sale that you just can't have every day. But it's happening right now at Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale. Soak in the savings right now at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. You know the place where family and fun come together.
Please remain calm and walk. Don't run to Family Leisure. And now back to your regular programming.
Sports 56 traffic.
Still working an accident on Whitney at Range Line. That's Whitney at Range Line. They say the intersection is blocked, so just keep that in mind if you're over there. New accidents on Dunn at Castilia Street. That's Dunn at Castilia. And then accident on I-240 East at Mill Branch. The left lane is blocked there. Still working those police situations and activities on Walnut Grove at Tillman and at at Jackson Avenue at Rainey Avenue. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
I do want to apologize to Tennessee Tom. There was another person who had Sergio Garcia as a guest, so there were 2. Probably a Tennessee fan, but I can't confirm that one. So therefore, it isn't just Tennessee fans. Maybe, I don't know. It could very well be, but it might not be just Tennessee fans who aren't very good at listening to the question and things. So I don't know. So Tom, you still screwed up, but I'm not really apologizing to Tennessee Tom. I'm apologizing to the rest of Tennessee fans.
Tom, we kid because we care.
And somebody else guessed Taylor Swift, so, clearly they were wrong.
Wait, what?
She only has 3 points.
Yes, she's not very, her singles record is terrible.
Time now for Jeff Crane.
It's time to talk Memphis Tigers athletics. Joining Greg and Eli is University of Memphis Deputy Athletics Director Jeff Crane. Here's Jeff with Greg and Eli.
We talk Memphis athletics each and every week with Jeff Crane, University of Memphis Deputy AD. You can follow him on Twitter at jcrane75. And Jeff joins us now on Sports 56 Mornings. Jeff, what did you think of the overall experience of having that game, a road game? Let's put it, people thought it was a neutral field game. Was not. It was a road game. But what did you think overall of the whole experience in St. Louis?
Yeah, it was great. Good morning, guys. Awesome opportunity for our program to go to a new city and be exposed to some new people, play an SEC opponent, and thought our team fought really hard and had a chance to win that game, and I think proved to themselves and everybody else that we certainly belong in games like that, remain competitive throughout the entire game. So, something we took advantage of as it presented itself, and we'll certainly continue to look for opportunities like that as we go forward.
Were you happy with the crowd of Tiger fans that made the trip?
Yeah, we had several thousand fans there. We contractually stopped selling tickets in July, and everything was sent to the Dome to sell. So it's a little bit hard for us to track exactly how many were there. But of course, as we expected, lots of Missouri fans. It was right in their backyard. But thought our fans showed up well. Several thousand Tigers made the trip over to St. Louis, and we're certainly thankful for that.
And, of course, that payout will go a long way, right, helping with the athletics department to be able to pick up the lump sum that you're going to be able to pick up.
Yeah, absolutely. That was part of the equation as to why that game was important for us to play and allowed us to continue to invest in our football program. And those resources are often challenging to come by, so when we have opportunities like that make sense, we want to take advantage of it.
Well, next year, it's not a situation like it was with Missouri, who opted out of the home game. Next year, you go to Florida State. You'll be in Tallahassee. What does that pay?
Yeah, it'll be similar to what we saw at Missouri in that $1 million range, where when we go to Tallahassee next year, and great opportunity again for fans to go to a new place, and a place that I'm not sure if we've ever played in Tallahassee, but excited for that opportunity next season as well.
And of course, now this week, attention turns to a big game at home against Boise State, and it should be a fun day, a fun weekend because of the 2003 team, D'Angelo Williams, everybody being honored. It should be a fun weekend overall.
Yeah, this was one of those games that we've been circling on our calendars for some time, and kind of throwing everything at it to be sure that we have a great crowd. One of the best opportunities, I think, to get into this game is through the Chick-fil-A family 4-pack, 4 tickets, a parking pass, and 4 Chick-fil-A combos for $99. So, I don't know there's a better deal in Memphis than that. We're also calling it Kids Day, with it being a 3 o'clock game. We think it's a great opportunity to bring your family out and bring the kids, and we're going to have face painting and bigger and better inflatables and lots of fun activities for the kids. And then the cherry on top is really the opportunity to recognize D'Angelo Williams for his induction later this year in the College Football Hall of Fame, and recognizing that 2003 team that for the first time in 30 years went to a bowl game and helped us get on that streak that we're currently on of 9 straight bowl games. So that'll be a lot of fun. We have over 300 former student athletes coming back this weekend, and we'll have a big reunion event on Friday night, and really looking forward to seeing lots of Tigers on Saturday.
All right, I want to talk more about that reunion, and that's incredible. Over 300 student athletes that will return. So let me get back to that in just a second. Just a little history lesson here. Memphis and Florida State have actually played 17 times or 18 times. Florida State 10 wins, Memphis 7, and a tie. They used to be in the same conference. The last time they played was actually in Orlando. So that was probably one of those deals again. They say, it's a neutral field, but nothing neutral about Orlando, right? Playing in Florida, in the state of Florida. But then the last time before that was Tallahassee. That was in 1989. Last time Florida State and Memphis played in Memphis was 1984, and that was I think that was the 17-17 tie. So, yeah, there was a lot of, I'm getting a lot of texts, by the way. Yeah, I knew once you said that, here come the historians, but I know that way before my time, Memphis and Florida State, before I was in Memphis, played in the same conference.
The last time Memphis beat Florida State was 1976.
1976. So, long time in the making. Maybe that'll happen next year. But Boise State, that's the first time that the Memphis Tigers and Boise State Broncos will meet. That's this Saturday. And again, this alumni situation with the 2003 team, I think it's incredible. So you mentioned D'Angelo Williams, who spearheaded that team, arguably the greatest player to ever play for the University of Memphis. But all those players from 2003, or at least most of them, will be there. How many are we looking at from that actual team itself?
Yeah, from that 2003 team, we'll have over 60 have signed up so far and told us that they'll be at the reunion on Friday night and then recognized at the game on Saturday. So great crowd from that group, and certainly expect a few others to make their way to Memphis probably last minute. So, we'll hope we'll have a really great showing from that team.
Any chance there's going to be a video message from Tommy West, who's a coach at Middle Tennessee State, the former Tiger head coach who led that team to the bowl game, the win in the New Orleans Bowl?
You know what? We actually have quite a few surprises planned.
Nice.
Around that recognition, and so encourage fans to come out and check it out. We'll have some really fun, interesting, unique things for fans to see on Saturday.
That's good. That's always great. I mean, obviously that team, it had been a long time since they'd been to a bowl game before that. And that excitement around that bowl game was, for when you say like, just, it wasn't like a New Year's Six game or whatever, just getting to a bowl game was absolutely insane.
No doubt about it. Something we hear about and fans and student athletes talk about a lot as being a high watermark for our football program. And the tens of thousands of people that made their way to New Orleans that year has become legendary, that's for sure. Yeah,
everybody was starved for a bowl appearance to get bowl eligible, and then to finally do it, to go to New Orleans. I was down there. It was just a great atmosphere. And now, as you mentioned, Jeff, just moments ago, Memphis is on this great bowl run. 9 straight years that they've gone to a bowl, and it's almost like it's taken for granted.
Yeah, that not a bad problem to have when people just get used to going to bowl games, because that's something we want to do too, because that's over the last decade has become the expectation of our football program. So not a bad place to be. We certainly don't want to ever take for granted the opportunity to go to bowl games, because despite what some may believe, it's harder to get there than you think, especially 9 times in a row. That's why there's only a handful of programs that have done that at this point. So, that's what we're working toward, and lots of football left to play, and excited to see what lies ahead.
Well, this is go ahead, Eli. I was just going to say, look, Boise State is an interesting name in college football, and while they're still solid, may not be the type of team we saw that went to the Fiesta Bowl and beat Oklahoma and really stamped their name across the college football landscape. It's still a capable team, and I think a team that will excite the fan base because it's different. Like I said, they have never played Boise State. With that in mind, how are the ticket sales going for the game?
Yeah, as I may have mentioned in the past, this game has been our top seller all summer long, and continues to be. Our phones are ringing off the hook this week, and we're expecting our largest crowd of the year on Saturday, and encourage fans to get there early and park and tailgate and enjoy all the activities out on Tiger Lane, and make their way to the stadium early, because we will have some fun pregame activities as well, and excited for this to kind of set the new bar as our high water mark of the season, and that continue to grow as the season goes.
While football is going on, of course, basketball will be getting started here as well soon. You got officially the schedule now. Are you happy with the way things fell as far as the conference schedule goes?
Yeah, I think I don't know that I've ever spoken to a coach in any sport that when the conference schedule comes out, they're perfectly satisfied. Hard thing to do to satisfy all parties, but we're certainly happy with where things landed for us. We've got some great opponents and some big games in FedEx Forum and at El Marone Fieldhouse this season. And season ticket sales are actually going exceptionally well on the men's and women's basketball side. In fact, we're setting records on the women's basketball side this year. So lots of excitement, and when that schedule comes out, it often perks people's attention related to basketball, and practices officially start this week. So busy week on campus.
I would assume, and we've talked about this in the past, this is just the way it is because of the television. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in conference, you guys only have one Saturday home game because you guys are in that Sunday slot a lot, which I would imagine you would love more Saturday games, but it is what it is when you deal with television.
Yeah, it's certainly an opportunity that that comes at a price to play on television, because sometimes those Sunday games are not ideal from a fan perspective, depending on the time of day. But for our program and the reach that our program has been able to attain by playing those national television games, it's a great opportunity. And we just encourage people to do their Sunday activities, church or wherever it may be, and head over to FedEx Forum and watch some basketball.
It shows you the importance of Memphis Tigers basketball. We already knew that, but obviously the conference understands that too, because in the past, that final game, that CBS game, was always Memphis and Houston, right? The big showdown, a lot was always on the line, and now they've replaced Houston with Florida Atlantic, who made the great run last year, but the one stable component is Memphis. They need Memphis to be really good in basketball for this league, and Memphis is expected to be good. So that's why that last game, again, that CBS game, involves the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited about that, and that's a slot that, as you said, we've been able to that's a coveted slot there right at the end of the basketball season. One of the biggest games of the year seems to be played on that Sunday on CBS, and lots of folks are tuning in and watching. So that's where our program deserves to be, and that's the expectation that we all have for our program, and excited to get the season kicked off here before we know it.
And a final thing for you, Jeff. You and I were talking when we were up in St. Louis about the student event that will really usher in the start of the basketball season next week. I think that's a great move to really involve the students. Look, the fans that are non-students or are former students, alums, they're going to be there. They're going to be at the games. They're going to be supporting them. The FedEx Forum Memphis Madness events are good every once in a while. I think it kind of run its course. I really like this to get the students more involved, and that's what you're going to do next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Hardaway and Coach Simmons thought it was important that we reach out directly to the students, and we've done this before where we've had similar type events on campus and been very successful with it. Because especially on the men's side, our venues away from campus, we need to introduce our student fan base to our program, and expecting a great crowd there. Students can go online and claim their tickets for Student Memphis Madness, which will be next week on October 4th. So lots of great things happening around here. I did want to mention just real quick, our top 10 women's soccer team plays here on campus on Thursday night. And that's free for everybody to attend. And if you want to see some awesome soccer, come out to our South Campus next or this Thursday at 7. We're just can't be more excited about where that program is.
He is Jeff Crane, University of Memphis Deputy AD. You can follow him on Twitter at jcrane75. Catch him every single Tuesday talking University of Memphis athletics. I know it's going to be a busy week, and it should be an unbelievable Friday and Saturday over at the University of Memphis. Can't wait for Saturday's game. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much, guys. Go Tigers, go.
Appreciate it. And if you're planning on tailgating on Saturday for the Memphis-Boise State game, you got to have some hot wings. And nobody beats the hot wings at the Crazy Coop. If you don't know what I'm talking about, where have you been? The Crazy Coop, they haven't been around forever, but they've been around long enough where now I think people are taking notice of how good they are. 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten, and the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Pick up some crazy packs. Get some trays of those delicious hot wings. Have them cater your event just in time for football this weekend, for Friday night high school football, for the Tigers game on Saturday, or whatever the case may be. 27 different wing flavors, 27 of them, and they're always in that lab, if you will, experimenting to try to add more that they think you'll like. They already have the mango habanero, the buffalo ranch, the sweet maple bourbon. You want to go really hot, the crazy sweet lemon pepper, or the crazy suicide. That's too hot for me. I like the 4 roasted cheese garlic, or the 4 cheese roasted garlic, or the barbecue bacon bourbon. All out of this world. That's what makes the hot wings better. That's what makes them separate from all the other chicken wing places in the city, is the flavoring, right? The sauces that are put on the hot wings. You can get the whole wings, the party wings, the boneless wings if you want to get the chicken tenders, big delicious chicken tenders as well. Again, you get takeouts, order online, go through any of these services like DoorDash to have it delivered to your home or office. As I mentioned, they will cater your event. Just stop on by or give them a call. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook. It's the Crazy Coop for the best chicken wings in town. 2 locations, the original at 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby-Whitten, and the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Purple Wave Auction understands that it takes the right equipment to maximize profits in the field. That equipment is up for auction every week at purplewave.com. Bid on hundreds of items from John Deere, Kubota, Case IH, and more. Our marketplace transparency makes bidding on those tractors, balers, and sprayers safe and easy. Equipment sells to the highest bidder regardless of price. Get started now at purplewave.com. Purple Wave Auction. Straight, simple, sold.
Fall time, game time, food time, fun time. It's all Dave & Buster's time. Watch the game at Dave & Buster's, 2751 Wolf Creek Parkway, and get $4 pints all day, every day. Plus $5 appetizer bites all day, every day. Join the fun and games after 4 p.m. every Monday and Thursday and get all-you-can-eat wings. All at Dave & Buster's, 2751 Wolf Creek Parkway. Fall is here, and that means games, food, and fun at Dave & Buster's.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Wow, I feel good. Shopping at DriveMax. DriveMax. You get value.
Need a car that screams I feel good? DriveMax has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
DriveMax, I got approved.
Spencer here with ATC Fitness. There's no better time of the year than now. Football and fitness go hand in hand in the fall. And with individual screens on each piece of cardio and multiple big screens throughout the rest of the club, you'll never miss a bit of the action watching your favorite team. ATC Fitness continues to be the Mid-South's choice for fitness, family-owned for 30 years, and proud supporters of Coach Silverfield and the Memphis Tigers. Join online at atcfitness.com. ATC Fitness, exercise your right to look good.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Isn't it a lovely morning?
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So we're talking about that Florida State series?
Yeah.
That year, that 76 win for the Tigers, which was the last time they beat Florida State, that was the Tigers at that point had a 6-game winning streak against Florida State. Something else also happened in 1976 for Florida State. Bobby Bowden became the coach that year.
He did a good job.
The fortunes of the Florida State program slightly changed from 1976 forward, and therefore the Tigers have not beaten them since. The Seminoles have now won they had the tie in there, but they've won 8 of the last 9 with the tie in there as well, after Memphis had won those 6 in a row and had won 7 of the first 9 meetings all time.
He turned what was a average program into a superpower. Oh, by the way, on that 76 team, our good friend Jarvis Greer out of Christian Brothers High School. That was a 20-12 win for Memphis over Florida State. But Jarvo also texted me and said, as I was mentioning, there was a tie in the series. That tie, I think, was in 84. He said Sebastian Janikowski kicked a 51-yard field goal as time expired for 6th-ranked Florida State to tie us, 17-17. He said, I never will forget. Bobby Bowden came into our locker room post-game and said, men, we did not deserve that score. Y'all kicked our butts up and down the field. He didn't use the word butt. You have a good team. Good luck the rest of your season. And then he walked out. Jarvo said, I will always respect him for that. But he said, as far as those circumstances of that game is concerned, he said, we had a loaded team. Ray Dempsey ruined it. We had a 4th and goal at the Florida State 3 with a 3-point lead, 17-14. Kick the field goal, make them have to get a touchdown. But no, Dempsey goes for it. We don't get it. They put on a last-minute drive to get the field goal as time expired. He said Big Jack Eaton, who was calling the games, was so upset. Of course, Jarvis was doing, I guess, color or sidelines, whatever he was, probably color commentator, and he said he was upset as well. So they didn't have it. When did the overtime come into play?
I don't remember when they put the overtime in.
Yeah, so obviously 85? So obviously it's well before that, or maybe just a year before that, right? We're talking about 84 is what he said. And so it ended up being a tie. Yeah, maybe a little bit later, but once we had the overtime, of course the overtime has been adjusted several times since.
That tie happened on my 10th birthday.
Do you remember it?
I do, very well. It was my birthday present. A tie.
So anyway, there you go. A little history involving our buddy Jarvis Greer and the history between Florida State and Memphis. But this weekend, look, we will talk a lot about it, getting ready for Saturday's game against Boise State. It's new blood. Anytime you play somebody different that's got a name, I think excites the crowd. This isn't somebody you haven't played who's basically a cellar dweller, a team that you're not really interested in. This is Boise State. It's a really good name in college football. And for a long time, really, were the ones that carried the banner of Group of 5 best team, best program. And they've had a lot of success. And even though they're not as strong as they have been, they're still capable. They're capable of coming in here and winning. And we talked about it yesterday as we recapped what happened over the weekend, including the Tigers' loss to the Missouri Tigers by a touchdown, that it's understandable. You're losing against a team that beat a ranked team the week prior. They're playing what essentially was a home game. It's not acceptable, but it's understandable. But now you turn around and you have to win at home. I don't care who you're playing at home. And that includes Boise State and the following week, Tulane. Plus, for those who went into that $60 season ticket deal, they want that to keep going as well.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You want to certainly get as many. You hope they win every home game and you get the whole season for $60.
Yep, absolutely. So Boise State will come in off the win against San Diego State. We'll talk much more about it as the week progresses. Of course, we'll have the Tiger Football Report on Thursday. We'll be joined by the head coach of the Memphis Tigers, Ryan Silverfield. When we come back, though, we'll open up Hour 3, and we'll be joined by the head coach of the Rhodes Lynx, Rich Duncan, as he joins us every single Tuesday. Blake Topmeyer will also join us, SEC columnist for USA Today Network. Folks, I want to tell you about Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. It's a simple call away. Just dial up Brandon McCullough. He's the owner-operator of this company, 901-438-5084, or go online to newroofmemphis.com. They offer financing with many different plans and options to suit your budget. Maybe a 6-month or a 12-month option is best for you. Maybe you want to go 18 months. They can do that as well. They'll work with your insurance company. They'll work out of pocket, whatever it takes to get that new roof or that roof fixed. They're part of the Roofs for Troops program. Any veteran, active, or retired, you get a $250 rebate on the purchase of a new roof. They do residential and commercial roofing. So business owners, property managers out there, along with homeowners, if you have a leak or any other roofing problem, call Brandon today. They'll come out and do a free roof inspection. They are licensed, bonded, and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. You get a 5-year labor warranty on the purchase of a new roof, and all their work, satisfaction guaranteed. That's carpentry work, exterior painting. You need shingles installed, they can do that. You need gutters replaced, they can do that as well. Fencing, siding, rotten wood repair, whatever you can't do yourself. If you're not a handyman, and I'm certainly not, I call the experts at Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration. It's quality work at a very good price. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com.
That day of that tie, I don't know what the game time was and all that. I was busy that day watching the Cubs in the NLCS with Steve Garvey hitting a walk-off home run against Lee Smith to break my heart as I thought the Cubs were going to the World Series.
So it's interesting. You have the Steve Garvey off Lee Smith. I have the Joe Carter off Mitch Williams with the Toronto and the Phillies. Of course, the Phillies have won some World Series, and your Cubs finally were able to break through. We need to break out of here. We'll come back. We'll talk to Coach Rich Duncan. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Memphis football is home Saturday, September 30th as they face off against traditional power Boise State at 3. We celebrate D'Angelo Williams and the entire 2003 Memphis Tigers. It's also Kids Day. We have balloon artists, inflatables, special poster-making stations, and more for kids of all ages. Tickets start at just $20 to witness 901's team in action. Be there Saturday, September 30th at 3 o'clock. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
O'Reilly Auto Parts Loaner Tool Program offers more than 80 specialty tools. Refundable deposit required. Stop by O'Reilly today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Bell Tavern is waiting for you this Saturday. Well, Bell Tavern is waiting for you all the time, but this Saturday and the next bunch of Saturdays are different because these Saturdays we have college football. We say it all the time. Bell Tavern, Memphis's downtown neighborhood bar, is not a sports bar. It's a great bar that happens to have sports on the TVs. Lots of high-def TVs. You don't want to go watch your favorite college team in some chain restaurant. You want to go to Bell Tavern where you can enjoy the game, make some friends, and have some of the best cocktails in Memphis. That's what you want.
Fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
We got a handful of incidents on the roadways. Whitney Avenue at Rangeline. That's Whitney Avenue at Rangeline. That's the accident we've been working early this morning. The intersection is blocked there. Accident on I-240 East at Mill Branch. The right shoulder is blocked. Accident, and this is one of the new ones, on Chelsea at Thomas. Accident on Dunn at Castilla, one of our older ones. And so just please take it easy out on the roadways. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis.
Okay, this car looks great wrapped around you,
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
The body's a temple. That's why we're
Welcome back, everyone. 9:02 the time. Final hour for us today here on this Tuesday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale, continues at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. If you missed it earlier, we told you that tomorrow's 5 favorite things topic, your 5 favorite song titles. So, doesn't necessarily have to be a song you like. It's not your 5 favorite songs. 5 favorite song titles. By the way, Zach, have you found that song yet?
I did.
The Push Tush?
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit of the Push Tush before we bring on Coach Rich Duncan.
That's what it is.
There's no words?
There's no words.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the Push Tush.
This is it.
Tush Push.
Tush Push, sorry.
Either
The
way.
Tush Push. You don't think Taylor Swift could put words to that? Come on now.
I'm more sure she could find a
catchy
really
little
good breakup lyrics to put with this.
Sounds like it's something you would hear at a Balls game.
Yes, easily.
Doesn't it?
Easily, with the banjo.
72 degrees, sunshine. We're looking at a high today of 91. Clear skies, low of 68 tonight. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 92. It is Tuesday. It's time to talk some Rhodes athletics.
It's time to go inside Rhodes College Athletics on Sports 56 Mornings. Every week, a representative from Rhodes will join Greg and Eli to talk about all things Lynx. Let's go inside Rhodes Athletics now on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Once again, joined by the head football coach at Rhodes College. He is Coach Rich Duncan. You can follow him on Twitter at Coach Rich Duncan. Rich, I don't want to throw you under the bus here, but we were talking about the overtime rule coming into college football. I thought you gave me the signal 86, but you said now it's, 96? You're a decade off, right?
I was a decade off. So it seems to be my life right now. In your mid-50s, sometimes the memory's not as sharp as she once was.
Don't mean to do that. Just want to make sure we got the proper information out there. So 96. By the way, what do you think about what the Eagles have basically created? The tush push. Do you want to see that in football? Do you think they'll outlaw? I know for a time you couldn't do that, but I think there's going to be more and more teams that are going to do that, and I think they're eventually going to outlaw it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because it was illegal. Then it became, I think Notre Dame tried to do it in a game at one point, and it certainly it's an advantage on 4th and 1. I think that's what you're talking about, right? Pushing the quarterback in the sneak, and it's an advantage for the offense because you're putting a lot of weight behind the quarterback. And, I don't know if it's a safety, I don't know, is it a rugby scrum? What is it?
Yes.
It'd be interesting to find out where the rules committee goes with it for sure.
I think they will definitely look at it as a safety issue.
Notre Dame lost on the Bush push, which was not called. That's
right.
What
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, they thought that should have been called because Reggie Bush pushed Matt Leinart into the end zone, or was it Bush got pushed? I can't remember what it was, but yeah, that was the thing that Notre Dame was very upset about.
The controversy, right. But I could see this being used for any 3rd down or 4th down and short. Doesn't have to be at the goal line. I think we're going to see a lot more of this. Do you have it in your
quarterback sneak?
We do. We probably need to use it a little bit more. We've gotten stopped in 3rd and 1 the last 2 weeks. We haven't called it, so we probably need to run the darn thing.
What do you officially call it? The tush push?
We use single word names. So for us, quarterback sneak is mouse, and then rat, I think, is what we call it.
Who do you put behind him? Do you put like big linemen behind him?
We've got a 240-pound running back.
Okay.
So we use that guy. He was at one point an offensive lineman in his younger days, so it's a good match for us.
Yeah, and when I say safety, it's a scrum, so anything can happen in a scrum, but there's a scrum every play, for goodness sakes, with the lineman. But I'm thinking, again, here's the quarterback, takes it, dude drills him in the lower back, injures his back. I mean, I can see that happening. So that's why I think they're going to look at that.
Yeah, and obviously there's guys going low trying to play at the line of scrimmage, the defensive lineman, so you got an opportunity for an under-over type of situation. And, football used to be a game played where 22 guys were standing within 5 yards of the ball. It's not that anymore. And, I don't know. It's interesting. I know that it was pretty bright and smart when the Eagles did it, and were able to find out that you could use that rule. And I think it's an advantage to be able to gain short yardage situations for sure.
All right, long trip to Texas. Unfortunately, not a successful one. Trinity is a really good program. You knew it going in. Everybody knew it. And they beat you pretty handily. So now you come back and get ready for Southwestern this weekend, Saturday, 2 o'clock, Crane Field on the campus of Rhodes College. But Coach, that was one where, again, they scored early, they scored often, and it was just hard to stop that offensive juggernaut that is Trinity.
Yeah, they have a fifth-year quarterback, a kid that was a transfer from Abilene Christian, was a scholarship kid there. And,
wow.
He didn't play great the week before, and he really got her humming Saturday. And, sometimes when you face an offense as talented as they are and they get it rolling, it's tough to stop it. And, we offensively, we couldn't put it in the end zone. We were able to possess the ball in the first half and slow the game down, which was what we thought we had to do going in, and created a 10-possession football game, which is a really short football game. Unfortunately, they scored on 9 out of their 10 possessions, and we made them punt on the first one, so it was 9 straight.
Wow.
So we've talked last week, obviously, coming off a heartbreaking overtime loss. This is obviously a much different game. So what's your message to the team after a game like this?
Yeah, I think it's a combination, right? We came off a really, really difficult loss a week ago, and I thought we rallied. And we didn't play very well on Saturday, but I think it had a lot to do with who we were playing. We got sped up and couldn't contain what was happening. And I told the kids after the game, hey, look, we came down here to try to win. And 2 years ago when we went down there, we had no shot to win. And we got our hearts broken a little bit because we didn't play well. But it's midseason. It's an opportunity right now for us to refocus. They're number 5 in the country. They're playing for a national championship. Our program isn't there yet, but we know what it looks like. And now we've got to keep working to get to where we want to go, and put it in the rearview mirror. I try to live my life looking through the windshield. We talked a little bit about it last week, and that thing's got to go in the rearview mirror, and we got to get ready to go. We've got homecoming this week against an opponent we've never played. For those of you that don't know Rhodes history, we used to be called Southwestern University of Memphis, and so we've kind of dubbed this the Battle of Southwestern, and who's going to own the name. And it's an exciting deal. They've come into our league, and we've never played.
You are a very optimistic guy. Again, going back to Trinity, they set the tone for a lot of programs at the Division III level. Is it possible to get to that level? What does it take, and what will it take to be able to get to that type of a level?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there are annually 3 or 4 teams that can win the national championship at our level. There's another group of 8 or so teams that have a shot to compete to get to the Final Four. And that if you look over Division III football history, Mount Union has been there forever. Mary Hardin Baylor in Texas has been there for the last 25 years. Wisconsin Whitewater,
Mm-hmm.
North Central out of Chicago recently has arrived on the scene and won 2 out of the last 3. I watched their progression. I was coaching in Chicago when the guy that took over there, they had been perennially a 3-7, 2-8 type of team. So it takes a huge commitment both from the football program, from the institution, and then you got to develop a booster club, a way to create some revenue, to give your kids a first-class experience that maybe is above and beyond. But, and obviously the recruiting piece, you have to recruit well. Everybody's going to tell you that, but, most of those schools end up with that national level, they're going to attract some transfers. A kid like Pierre Garçon played at Mount Union. He was a transfer.
Wow.
They had another kid way back when they got it going, a guy by the name of Jim Ballard, who was a quarterback that had transferred and ended up playing in the NFL a little bit with Jim Kelly with the Bills. And, Rhodes, I don't know if we're built to be a transfer institution because of our academics. But I think we've got 2 teams in our league that can compete on the national stage. We'll finish at Barry at the end of the year, and Barry and Trinity play this week, and that's probably a de facto conference championship football game. We're not quite at their level. I've told our kids I think we have the 3rd best team in the league. Now we've gotten beat by Center, so we're going to need a little bit of help, but I do right now think we're in our program's development, we have the third best team in the league, but we got to go play the games and prove it.
For folks that don't know, explain how your postseason works, because people think of just the college football playoff, 4 teams. Talk about how your postseason works.
Yeah, so we have 27 automatic qualifiers that are conference champions, and then 5 at-large berths nationally. That's going to restructure a little bit because there is, like at the Division I level, there's some Division III restructuring at the conference level. The NESCAC, which is a high academic school like the Ivy Leagues, they're the small Ivies. They've never accepted a bid to the playoffs. They're going to start doing that now. So that'll take away another at-large bit with an AQ. I think after this season, it'll go down to 3 at-larges. So it's really you win your conference championship and you're in. There are roughly 260 schools that play Division III football, and the tournament is 32 teams. So it's a pretty elite field to get into.
Quite elite.
I did not realize there were 260 Division III schools. That's a lot, man.
Like compared to D2, how many's in D2?
It's in the hundreds. It's in the. I don't know exactly the number, and we're not exactly 260. I think it's like 258 or 257, but it's just a rough number. And I think Division 1A, I think it was
133,
yeah,
134.
It's in the 130s.
So you're almost
now.
twice as many as 1A.
Yeah, Division 3 is the largest membership of the NCAA for sure.
When I started in television in Maryland, I covered Salisbury, and they had a good football program, but they would play some teams like Ferrum. I remember Ferrum having a star running back. I think I had a cup of coffee in the NFL, and you find some of that really good talent, not necessarily NFL talent, but really, really good players that come out of D3.
Yeah, there's two kind of schools, right? There are the kids who transfer down levels that maybe have a little bit more elite talent, but it just didn't work out for them at the scholarship level. And then there's some diamonds. My kid Mason Kinsey with the Tennessee Titans just got signed to the active roster this week. We recruited him out of high school at Barry. He was a 3-year starter for us and was an All-American and a heck of a player. And he's in year 4 in the NFL. That's a one-off story. It's not an everyday occurrence. But there are I think right now 5 active Division III guys, maybe 6 active Division III guys in the NFL. And there's some, it seems like every year, it's been a couple years since we've had a kid drafted out of our division, but I think we had 4 signed this year going into camp that were actually got through mini camp and, we're in camps and from this 2023 graduation class.
So you mentioned Southwestern and the fact that it's the battle of the Southwesterns, but what kind of team is this that you see on Saturday?
It's kind of interesting. They've played some different opponents. So defensively, they've been really multiple. They've been kind of all over the map. They played zone coverage almost exclusively in 2 games and almost man coverage exclusively in 2 games. So, and they've given up a lot of points. Offensively, they're a quarterback read. The ball's going to run through the quarterback. That's kind of who they are offensively. I've known their head coach. We've never played them, but their head coach I've known probably for 25 years. We coached up in Iowa against each other, and he's an option-based offense, and he's doing it out of the spread formation now. But it's almost like Navy out of the shotgun. I know Navy was in town a couple weeks ago.
So how much adjustment is there from week to week against a team that may run a different type of offense? When you have your base defense and you've gone through camp and guys are acclimated to that system, but then you got to tweak. I can't imagine you can completely overhaul and change every week. It's a lot to learn, but you got to tweak because of what they run. How does that work, those dynamics?
Yeah, it's really interesting because in small college football, I think the offenses are way more diverse in the spectrum team to team than maybe at the Division I level. If you watch those offenses, they're all pretty similar when they're on TV, with the exception of the academies,
right?
Maybe a Coastal Carolina, who Jamie Chadwell, I think, was over at Liberty now. They were more of an option-based team. But, at the Division III level, you're going to see some true triple option. You're going to see, you mentioned Salisbury. They were running triple option not too long ago. McDaniel's, another one over in Maryland, was running the triple. And, I think it forces you to have to be multiple in your planning. Because you're right, it comes week to week. Last week we saw a team that could throw the ball out of the park whenever they wanted. They could match you up with receivers, and they ran the ball by exposing you in the pass game, getting you into coverage, and then, getting the box counts light. then you're going to play other teams that are going to come in and they're going to, be a triple option or some version of quarterback run where you've got to be plus 1.5 in the box. And, you have to have a really multiple package to be able to play at the small college football level.
You mentioned, obviously, there's a big thing, but would you say individually that most teams run like everywhere else, like the spread is the most popular type offense?
Probably more now. But it's
just the way of football. It seems like at every level.
It is. I read something. The guy that's the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, they put up 70 the other day, and I just read something. It was a post-game comment that really struck with me. He said, hey, I want to do everything different than everybody else. I want to be different, and that's how you become innovative. And I think the way football is moving right now, I think for the history of football, it came from the NFL and worked its way down to the high school level. I think if you look at the last 15 years in football, it's working its way up from the high school level to the NFL. It's kind of reverse engineered itself with all the RPO world. All of the athletic quarterbacks that are out there, that wasn't part of the NFL game 20 years ago, and you look at where it is now. And I think football is as healthy as it's ever been in terms of schematics and playmaking and fan interest and at all levels. But it's an exciting game to watch because, even though a lot of people are running the same things, there's a lot of talented guys that get matched up and make it exciting.
All right, going into Southwestern, Evan Reeder was your starter last week at quarterback, who was your normal backup. You even used Taylor Haas. I saw went 5 of 8, 50 yards and a touchdown. Nice numbers. Where do you stand as far as the injury situation is with your quarterback?
We're still waiting to hear. It'd probably be a game time decision this week of whether Houston's going to be able to come back and play. He's still working through the protocol stuff. Like I told you last week, he took a pretty good hit, and we're hopeful that he'll be able to get back Saturday, but it may be another week. We feel comfortable with Evan. Like I told you, our plan all along was to play 2 quarterbacks, and I thought Evan did a really nice job for us Saturday. Threw one tough pick. We went for it on a 4th down out across midfield, and he got sped up a little bit and ended up throwing a pick 6 that I think he'd like to have it back. But outside of that, I thought he played a pretty good football game.
How does the concussion protocol work? What are the doctors? What are they seeing in Wilhelm that they don't like, that he can't go back on the field? Like what's actually happening?
There's a physical process they have to go through. They'll increase physical activity and get a feel of how they're doing with that. Mm-hmm. There's a symptoms checklist. I've got a degree in sociology. I probably shouldn't be the guy explaining this, but I know that they've got a set of symptoms that they have to go through. They put them through physical activity, then they reintroduce them back into the academic classroom and see how they're doing. And I haven't gotten an update today yet. We meet in the afternoon on Tuesday so that our trainer can do all of his rehab stuff. So I meet at 12 o'clock with him. But
you probably have a cutoff, right? Like
we do.
If you're not practicing, you're not going to play.
Yeah,
right?
typically if you can't practice by Thursday, you're typically not going to play. So we'll see. I mean, we don't know if he's going to be out there yet or not. I'll find out this afternoon.
All right. The Battle of the Southwesterns, of course, Rhodes. We learned that. I didn't know that. It used to be called Southwestern. It is.
How far back does that go?
Early 80s is when the name change happened.
Early 80s. Okay. Yeah. So Rhodes versus Southwestern University. Saturday, 2 o'clock. And again, folks, if you're looking to help out, you're looking to volunteer, you're looking to donate money, you just wanted to go to the game, contact the folks over at Rhodes. Again, is there a specific person or number they need to call? Or
Yeah, Jim Duncan, our athletic director. Mm-hmm. Again, no relation. I get that question a lot. But Jim does a tremendous job in leading our program, and he's the guy you would need to get in contact with. I don't have his phone number on the top of my head, but it's right on the website there. And we just want people to come on out and see us play. I think we do play a good product. The league itself is really good. The product's good, and it's a great opportunity to bring your kids. It's a family day. This week it's homecoming. It's going to be crowded. It should be great weather, and should have an awesome crowd. We'd love to have the Memphis community out with us.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
That is Coach Rich Duncan, the head football coach at Rhodes College. You can follow him on Twitter at Coach Rich Duncan.
Folks, moving can be stressful, but if you get the right people to help you, the right experts, the professionals like Black Tie Moving, well, they can take the stress and worry out of the process for you. Whether you're moving across town or across country, talk to the folks at Black Tie Moving. They work with you, coming up with a plan, fitting your needs, fitting your budget as well, and they give you a no-obligation quote up front. You can give them a call at 901-316-6196, or you can go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis. Folks from Black Tie Moving were out at the golf tournament yesterday out at Fair Oaks. A big sponsor of that, Corey Carpenter and the gang, playing out there as well. I think they actually won. I think Black Tie Moving
Did they
won.
really?
They were the winners of the tournament.
They were
yesterday.
moving, weren't they, yesterday?
They were moving. They were moving the golf ball in good shape, that's for sure. So give them a call or go to the website to get that personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
When we come back, Blake Topmeyer joins us, SEC columnist for USA Today Network. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Purple Wave Auction understands that it takes the right equipment to maximize profits in the field. That equipment is up for auction every week at purplewave.com. Bid on hundreds of items from John Deere, Kubota, Case IH, and more. Our marketplace transparency makes bidding on those tractors, balers, and sprayers safe and easy. Equipment sells to the highest bidder regardless of price. Get started now at purplewave.com. Purple Wave Auction. Straight, simple, sold.
I feel good shopping at Drive Max. Drive Max, Drive Max, you get value.
Need a car that screams I feel good? Drive Max has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
Drive Max, I got approved.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed, when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. Hey, in New York, right now I'm looking at all of the unders for Jets offensive numbers. Passing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards. I'm looking at all the unders in New York. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win, FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Sports and blinds, they just go together. And right now, all Sports 56 listeners get $50 off any order at Blinds Etc. South. Real wood, 3.5 to 4.5 inch plantation shutters made in the Mid-South are always affordable at Blinds Etc. South. And now get $50 off your order. Get your free in-home consultation at 901-681-0225 or go to blindsetceteraSouthLLC.com. Upgrade your home with custom-made plantation shutters and window treatments from Blinds Etc. South.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis.
Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Gonna put the world away for a minute, pretend I don't live in it. Sunshine gonna wash my blues away.
Welcome back, everybody. 9:26 is the time. Final hour for us today here on Sports 56 Mornings. We get back into college football Division I as we look back at what was really a great weekend, a lot of big-time matchups, and this weekend should be pretty good as well. What did we learn from last weekend, especially in the SEC? Let's find out as we are joined by Blake Topmeyer, SEC columnist for USA Today Network. Blake joins us every other Tuesday to talk about the SEC and college football in general. You can follow him on Twitter at @BTopmeyer. Hi, Blake.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. All right, so answer that question. What did we learn from last weekend in the SEC?
Well, we learned that we can't put the fork in Alabama yet. They're not quite done. I mean, that was a huge game on both ends for Alabama and Ole Miss. I mean, for Alabama, it was a playoff elimination game, which they all are at this point going forward. But when you consider the way they played against Texas and USF, they seemed really vulnerable to Ole Miss, and you thought, okay, here there's a chance that within 4 weeks of the season they could be toast when it came to the playoff picture. Well, throughout the first half, I was still thinking that. But then I thought in the second half, we finally started to see something that maybe is a bit of an identity that Alabama can hang its hat on going forward. It's still an imperfect team. But Jalen Milroe does do some things well. He throws a good deep ball. He needs his offensive line to give him some time. He doesn't read the field great. We saw that in that interception in the red zone. But he does throw a good deep ball. He's an incredible runner, and Alabama's defense is pretty good. So, that's something. I don't know that that's going to be enough to allow them to win the West. I don't think it's going to be enough to allow them to make the playoffs, but could be enough to allow them to hang around a little bit. And with Ole Miss, just a continuation of being unable to win the big one.
Right.
Lane Kiffin's done a pretty nice job throughout his time there. I thought he was the right hire at the right time. He's had some good moments, but in the big games, Ole Miss continually fades, and he's now 1-5 in his last 6 SEC games, and obviously they got a big one this weekend against LSU.
Yeah, and obviously for LSU, this kind of like Alabama becomes in a lot of ways a playoff elimination type game. They had the big win over Mississippi State. They struggle against Arkansas, but they pull it out. Where do you see LSU right now?
Yeah, hard to figure out like a lot of teams in this conference, right? After the Mississippi State game, I thought, okay, my confidence was restored in LSU. And then, like you said, they got all they could handle from Arkansas. Although I do think Arkansas is a team I don't think anyone really wants to play, despite the fact that I think we're going to look up at the end of the season and their record will be about 6-6. Yeah. I think I don't know that this is much of a prize, but I think they're headed to be about one of the best 6-6 teams in the nation. Again, they don't really put you on a podium and put a medal around your neck for that distinction, but I do think that's going to be the way it is. I think they're going to be involved in a lot of close games. Their KJ Jefferson is so good that he gives them a chance every time out. I think they don't necessarily have enough on defense and around KJ and other areas to where they're a great team, but I do think they're a difficult team for most SEC schools to face. So I still like LSU, but I do think there are going to be some white knuckle games, and it's playoff elimination mode for so many of these teams in the SEC. I mean, Georgia is the only team really with any margin for error, and frankly, given how weak Georgia's schedule is, I think Georgia could leave itself somewhat vulnerable if it were to lose somewhere along the way. I don't know that it's going to, but the SEC has left itself in a precarious spot. But I still like LSU. I think of the big three in the SEC West, at least what we thought it was going to be coming into the season: Alabama, LSU, and Texas A&M. I probably like LSU still the best out of the three because they have the most experienced quarterback. Jaden Daniels has played really well since a pretty average season opener. He's been really good the last 3 weeks. They have so much offensive firepower, but defensively, we've seen now against Arkansas and against Florida State, they're pretty vulnerable on defense.
Hey, Blake, through the first month of the season, is Daniels the player of the year in the league?
He's one of them. I look at Spencer Rattler, too. He's playing so well with one hand tied behind his back because South Carolina is just so flawed. I know Rattler threw a couple interceptions in the second half against Georgia, but he was the only reason South Carolina was in that game.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it, and I wrote this recently. I know it's still early, but the way he's playing and the way his team is, it's kind of reminiscent to me of 2005 when Jay Cutler of Vanderbilt was first team All-SEC
right,
and was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year for a Vanderbilt team that went 5-6. It's very uncommon. Normally, whoever is your first team All-SEC quarterback is on some team that's like, 11-1 or something in that vicinity. And I don't know that Rattler's going to wind up being first team All-SEC, but I think he could be, and yet he's on a team that's going to have to scratch and claw to get to bowl eligibility. So, yeah, I think Daniels is right up there. I think Rattler's up there. Those, to me, would probably headline the conversation.
Going back to Lane Kiffin, and you mentioned the record here now in SEC games after the start. There isn't much as far as signature wins out there in his time at Ole Miss, but it still seems like there's seems like everybody still universally down there loves Lane Kiffin and what he's doing. If he loses to LSU this week, say he lost to Arkansas at home last week, when will people maybe start asking the questions among Ole Miss fans like, wait a second, what is this guy doing?
I think it's going to happen maybe sooner than we think because it's happening outside the Ole Miss fan base already. And I wrote this in a column this morning. Like, the jokes are less funny. The snarky tweets don't land as well when they're sandwiched in between losses. And look, I'll be honest. I like covering Lane. He's as I wrote today, he's a round peg in an industry full of squares, right?
Yeah.
He's an interesting guy. He's an uninhibited thinker. All those things. And yet, at the end of the day, he's also kind of that guy who sits in the back of the classroom and mutters wisecracks under his breath, and kind of keeps the people next to him laughing in the best of times. But in the worst of times, like I said, he kind of comes off as someone who can't pick on somebody his own size, and that's sort of, I think, the taste that's been left in our mouths recently. Now, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if Ole Miss fans, how much that hits them. However, the losses keep mounting. We know the way SEC fan bases are. They all turn eventually, and Lane bought himself a lot of goodwill with how quickly he gave Ole Miss some cachet after what was a truly mundane Matt Luke era. And then he took him to the Sugar Bowl in year 2. Now, you look at that season, and they didn't beat a lot of great teams in that Sugar Bowl year, but they beat the teams on their schedule, every one that you thought they could beat. But really, the last year and a half, it's been pretty forgettable for Ole Miss, and certainly since his name surfaced for the Auburn job, Ole Miss has been in a tailspin. And I do think that his what became a public flirtation with Auburn, that could get caught in the craw of Ole Miss fans. Now, ultimately, I think it was his decision to stay at Auburn and not just that he wasn't Auburn's number one choice. There's some speculation there, but I do think Lane made the choice to stay at Ole Miss rather than go to Auburn. However, given the degree to which he flirted with another SEC job, you combine that with a bunch of conference losses here lately, and I think that could sort of erode some of the goodwill that he built up with Ole Miss fans so well in those first 2 years.
Blake Topmeyer joining us, SEC columnist for USA Today Network. You can follow him on Twitter at @BTopmeyer. All right, so I agree with you. I love the hire of Lane Kiffin. I like the guy. He's quirky. He's different. You talked about the overtures from Auburn. I'll ask you point blank. Would you rather have Hugh Freeze, and forget about off the field and what happened in the past, would you rather have Hugh Freeze, X's and O's, or Lane Kiffin, X's and O's?
That's tough. X's and O's, I might still go Kiffin. It all depends how we're looking at this. Like, if Nick Saban needed a new offensive coordinator tomorrow, which maybe he does.
he may after this year, yeah.
Yeah. And Lane Kiffin and Hugh Freeze both suddenly said, you know what, we don't want to be a head coach anymore. We're going to come call the offense for you, Nick. I think I would take Lane, although I think either one of them would be a good choice. So that kind of answers the true question there, X's and O's, who do you want? But in terms of for Auburn's program, I always thought Hugh Freeze was a better fit. I thought Lane would have been a really bad fit at Auburn. I mean, at Auburn, you need to be out shaking hands, kissing babies, doing all those things Kiffin hates to do and doesn't do, frankly, at Ole Miss when he whisks away and he's off on his yacht out in Boca. You know, I don't think you can do that at Auburn, and I just think that really would have been a bad fit for all parties involved. I think Hugh Freeze is the absolute right fit for Auburn of those two individuals. Hugh was a good fit for a while at Ole Miss. Obviously, you can't replay that record. But I think both guys are, and maybe this is the easy way out, but I do think both guys are where they need to be. I think they're Hugh's a better fit for Auburn. I think Lane is a fine fit for Ole Miss. X's and O's, I think you're fine with either one of them. But, yeah, I guess in the true nature of the question, if I could have one as my offensive coordinator, I think I would probably take Lane.
Okay.
Speaking of offenses, now it ended up being a loss for Mississippi State at South Carolina, but this week we saw them Will Rogers throw it, I think, 48 times after throwing it 17 times in an overtime game a couple weeks ago. Do they need to just kind of put the ball in his hands more at Mississippi State?
I think they do. That was a curious choice, them getting away from the air raid didn't work. And I think the sign of I don't know if a good coach, but an open-minded coach is someone who tried something and it didn't work, and they have enough humility to go away from that. So we'll see if that was a one-week thing, or if Zach Arnett can admit maybe it's too early in this evolution away from the air raid to think that they can go away from Will Rogers throwing it 40-plus times a game. I think that's probably still the ticket for them. My bigger concern with Mississippi State, though, is on what's going on defense. Like, if we think back to last year's 9-4 team, for as much talk as the air raid got and Mike Leach and the whole bit, they won 9 games because of their defense. That was a defensive-oriented team. We saw that particularly in the Egg Bowl, but then again in the bowl game. That was a hard-nosed, blue-collar defense that allowed them to go 9-4. They lost so much of their ability in the back end of the defense that was a pretty big concern coming into the year. Is what were they going to have in that defensive secondary? Mm-hmm. Well, back-to-back week now against LSU and South Carolina, we found out they don't have much in the secondary. I mean, they got picked clean 2 weeks in a row, and I think that's going to continue to happen. And they wouldn't have went 9-4 last year without their defense. They're not going to go anywhere close to 9-4 this year because they don't have that defense. And so, yeah, I think having Rodgers throw it around a little bit more is a better bet for them offensively. But I'm not sure that there's a great path to bowl eligibility for Mississippi State if they don't find some answers on defense, because that's the way they've got it done in some of their better seasons, and we're not seeing that throughout the first month of the year.
You mentioned teams probably do not want to face Arkansas, but in the end, Arkansas will turn around and look at their record and be 6-6. They got A&M this weekend. This is a game that intrigues me because Max Johnson came off the bench after Wegman got hurt in College Station and looked great. Are they playing the wrong quarterback, and who do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, I don't know if A&M is playing the wrong quarterback because Connor Wegman had looked pretty good too. And now in the Auburn game, Johnson was better. Wigman was okay in the first half. Johnson was better. So I think the reality is there's maybe not a ton of distinction between the two. They do maybe one does some things better, one does other things better, but add it all up, and I think if this is like a PlayStation game and you had your overall player rating, I think Max Johnson and Connor Wigman would probably have a very similar PlayStation rating.
There you go.
And I would probably lean toward playing the younger guy. And so I it's easy to. I've taken my share of shots at Jimbo too, so it is tempting sometimes. But I'll say I think he probably was playing the right guy out of the gates. But I think you don't lose much going to Johnson. That much was evident, I think. This is an interesting game to me too. We see the betting line; it's only like one touchdown. Last year, I thought that was really a game Arkansas probably should have won. It shot itself in the foot in sort of a strange situation down there in the red zone. And I could see this being kind of a wonky game again that comes down to the wire. I guess I would pick A&M to win, but in a close game that maybe some strange things could shift it the other way. Again, I don't know. And when Arkansas is involved, I think they're just one of those teams that I don't feel a lot of confidence picking those games because, I by comparison, I think Auburn's going to finish with a record pretty similar to Arkansas. Maybe Arkansas finishes one game better. In the end, it might be like 6-6 at Arkansas versus 5-7 at Auburn. But I think there's a pretty decent gap in between those teams. Auburn's got nothing on offense. They don't have a quarterback. Hugh Freeze stepped into a bleak situation offensively.
Give him a season, right? Give him a recruiting class or two.
Yeah, exactly. They got some guys on defense. They don't have much on offense. And so I think there's a bit of a chasm between those two programs right now because Arkansas can beat you. They can scare you. I don't think Auburn's scaring anybody good in this conference. But yet at the end of the day, I think their records are going to be similar.
He is Blake Topmeyer, SEC columnist for USA Today Network. You can follow him on Twitter at @BTopmeyer. Catch him every other week on Tuesdays talking SEC football and college football in general right here on Sports 56 Mornings. Blake, as always, thank you so much.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Take care. Again, folks, if you're looking for a place to cater your event, if you're looking for a little tailgating food, how about hot wings? And how about hot wings from the Crazy Coop? Friday night high school football. Saturday, you're going to do a little tailgating on Tiger Lane for the Tigers and the Boise State Broncos. Think the Crazy Coop. Two convenient locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten, and the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. They will cater your event. You can take out by ordering online, going and picking it up, or having any of the services like DoorDash delivered to your home or your office. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook. Give them a call or just stop by. Pick up those Crazy Packs. They're open 7 days a week from 11 until 9. You can get the whole wings, the party wings, the boneless wings, the chicken tenders, and, of course, it's all about the sauces, the flavors. They have 27 different flavors to choose from, everything from the Buffalo Ranch and the Mango Habanero to something really hot like the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or the Crazy Suicide, or maybe not so hot like the 4-cheese roasted garlic or the barbecue bacon bourbon. 27 different flavors at the Crazy Coop. Pick up a party tray today. They call them the Crazy Packs. Have them cater your event for any type of tailgating event you have coming up, whether it's football or any other activity. It's the Crazy Coop. Again, two convenient locations, 7199 Highway 64. That's between Appling and Kirby Whitten out in Bartlett, or the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
All 36 months, 650 acquisition fee, Forte LSX, PE 678605, MSRP 21610, Nero, P507859, MSRP 41090, EV6, P5610964, MSRP 49687, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/2/2023 with approved credit. Dealers.com.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah is about to blow my socks off.
That's right, Randy. Get 41 MPG Highway with the 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing.
What about those cool new EVs?
I've got EV action with a 2023 Niro EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And the 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. Plus, you'll get a free charger with every EV purchase. All 36-month lease.
And Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair because they just don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance carriers each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. This is why you call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates and consultation and love to assist homeowners with their claims. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, and diagnosing problems is second to none. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. And the best part of all you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, Certainteed, Owens Corning, and even Mulehide. We offer best-in-class warranties on all of our jobs, up to 50 years. When it comes to roofs and restoration, call Metro Builders to schedule your free inspection. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis.
Who's lightning?
Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Don't lie. Where's you living in? Take a look around. At least you got friends. I call my old lady.
This hour is indeed brought to you by Acura Memphis, Ridgeway 385. Online, AcuraMemphis.com. Go by and see them. Take a test drive of one of those beautiful Acura automobiles. Talk with the great folks at Acura Memphis. Always easy to deal with. Going to take good care of you. Going to take good care of your automobile. Maybe you need service done. They've got a great service department to take care of your car as well at Acura of Memphis. So whatever it is you need, whether you're looking to buy, maybe lease, whether you're looking new, pre-owned, go see the folks at Acura of Memphis.
Joe Willie Namath is ticked off, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Willie Namath, the former legend of the New York Jets, has ripped the head coach, the general manager, and Zach Wilson. It's disgusting. I've seen enough, said Joe Willie Namath. Namath called out GM Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, the head coach, for not picking the right players and not doing a good job of coaching. With that defense, and as good as that team was supposed to be, and obviously Aaron Rodgers was going to be the difference maker, they still should be a team that is competitive enough to make it to the postseason, and Zach Wilson ain't it. So, to a certain extent, Joe Willie Namath is right. And when you hear Saleh say he has all the faith in Zach Wilson, it seems like it's just coach speak, that this team really needs to look, and that's on Joe Douglas. They need to look to move on and find another quarterback if they can right now to try to salvage a season.
Well, first of all, they went and got the replacement for Zach Wilson. He got hurt 4 plays into the season. There's nothing they can do about that.
Find another quarterback.
He says they picked the wrong players. They had the offensive and defensive rookies of the year last year that they drafted. So I'd say that's probably two pretty good picks.
So are you saying Joe Willie Namath is crazy?
Find any team who loses their starting quarterback and is good.
I know. But it's Joe Namath. Susie Colbert. What did he say? I want to kiss you. Can I kiss? What did Joe Namath say when he was drunk?
Like you said, I want to kiss you on the lips.
I want to kiss you on the lips. Speaking of the NFL, the Cowboys offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer says, we got a problem. The Patriots acquired Will Grier, and Will Grier knows their system pretty well. I'm assuming that's what he means, that we have a problem as they meet this week.
The problem is they can't score in the red zone. They can't score touchdowns. That's a problem.
That's on Dak. A lot of it's on Dak. Would you agree? The Dak attack?
Some of it's on Dak, but they just don't. When they get in the red zone, guys aren't open. They don't have, and they can't run the ball very well in the red zone. I don't put it all on Dak. It's
some of it.
But they have to figure out better ways to get the ball in the end zone. You can't be whatever they were 1 for 6 in the red zone,
right?
Scoring touchdowns like that. You have to score touchdowns when you get in the red zone, and I don't know. We'll see if they can get that corrected. If old Mike McCarthy can figure out a way to get things corrected.
College football lines for this weekend, currently here on this Tuesday morning. Boise State is a 3.5-point underdog playing against the Tigers of Memphis this Saturday. Texas A&M, a 6.5-point favorite at Arkansas. Florida and Kentucky, an interesting game. Florida's getting 2.5. Good respect for Kentucky. Devin Leary's been really good. I'll see which Florida shows up for that one. That's another one I'm interested in. Georgia minus 14.5 over Auburn. And that game is at Auburn. So on the Plains, Georgia favored by 2 touchdowns and the hook. Bama, 14.5-point favorite at Mississippi State. Did you hear what Nick Saban had to say about this one?
I did not.
Nick Saban said, this is going to be a huge challenge for us, more than the last 2 games, because this team, meaning Mississippi State, is very physical and aggressive on defense. Is that a little knock on Ole Miss? And who did they play before Ole Miss? Oh, they played USF, who gave them everything they could handle.
All I know is Mississippi State just gave up 37 to South Carolina, so I'm not sure how physical they are in defense.
LSU, a 3-point favorite at Ole Miss. South Carolina gets 12.5 at Tennessee. Mizzou, a 13.5-point favorite at Vanderbilt. Some of the national games, USC minus 21.5 at Colorado. Kansas is getting 17 at Texas. Notre Dame, 5.5-point favorite at Duke. So just some of the games this week in college football. From the world of college basketball, the University of Memphis begins practice in like an hour, less than an hour. Next week is the deal with the students, which I always look at when they have the Memphis Madness type events as the unofficial, official start of the college football season. I had no idea that the practices began today, both for the men and for Alex Simmons in her first year as the women's coach over at the University of Memphis. But for the men, it's going to be interesting. I think they have a star-studded group. It is going to be a fun season. Can they get off to the quick start? Can they find that cohesiveness? There's still the question mark on DeAndre Williams. The NCAA right now, the way they have been turning down these requests, it doesn't look good that it will happen, especially as we're getting into camp now, and there's still no word on his appeal. And then the Mikey Williams thing, you could ride off into the sunset with that one. But as far as this roster, even without those guys, is really good. I am more interested in this Tigers team this year than I have been in Tigers teams in the past. And that's saying a lot. You know, I got to go back, I guess, to that first year with Wiseman, which was so intriguing. But as far as Penny's teams are concerned, this one I have a feeling could be really, really special.
Has an opportunity to be.
Has an opportunity with all this talent. No question about it. All right, tomorrow on the program, Jerry Palm will join us from CBS Sports. We'll talk college football with JP, get his latest bowl projections. We'll also talk Grizzlies with DeMichael Cole. The Grizzlies will have Media Day next Monday. They open up camp on, I guess, Tuesday officially. And before too long, they'll be playing basketball games. The NBA season is just about upon us. 5 favorite things tomorrow. Your 5 favorite song titles. Not necessarily your 5 favorite songs, your 5 favorite song titles. Get your list together. We'll talk about it on the program tomorrow. I want to thank Jeff Crane, Coach Rich Duncan, and Blake Topmeyer for joining us today. Well-known friends on Sports 56 is coming up next. For Eli Savoy and Zach Boyd, I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great day, everybody.